Patrick and the UDP. We're moving forward. Because the future matters. We're moving forward.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. It is a beautiful day. We're blessed as we were able to wake up with health and strength to face a newborn day given to us. My name is Derek Sambola, still sitting for Robert Chekiosha. I hope he's doing fine. Stay safe, my brother. If you're the viewers or something, just make sure that you wear your mask and practice good hygiene, Cheke. Right? Stay safe. And that from the staffs here at Channel 10. I'm joined by Wilfredo Novello. Good morning, Wilfredo. How are you?
Good morning, Sam. Fine.
You look fine.
I'm fine, great.
Good. You got up bright early this morning.
That's right.
And it was drizzling when we got here a little, not too much, just fine drizzling. And I believe it continues as the hurricane has weakened to a tropical depression, no? But it is expected to strengthen a bit. So what do we have for this morning?
Well, lots of stuff, right? The big flag that my neighbor put near to my house, right, came tumbling down.
That's a big
big
flag
one,
that you're talking about.
Like Humpty Dumpty that was sitting on the wall, and he had a great fall, and all the kingsmen could not put him together again. The same thing happened with the PUP flag near to my house. It came tumbling down, and about 10 Johnny workers with Johnny T-shirts, they couldn't put it up again. And yesterday, about 2:30, when I came out and I looked by the barracks, I noticed the flag again. And that big flag up there was almost torn in half.
So they actually have to spend money and get the next one sewed.
Yes, and they had to get another one to put up there. Now, the flag that came down by my house, right, there has to be an omen for the PUP and Johnny. And an omen, right, is, the dictionary says, right, anything that is supposed to be a sign of something to come. So that omen is definitely telling the PUP that they will be coming down. And the flag that tore up there, way up there, about the height of a 15-story building, right, I call that a premonition. And if we go to the dictionary, a premonition is a feeling that something bad will happen. And what bad will happen to the PUP?
You think it was poorly sewed or too much wind?
Well, I think that someone up there does not approve of the PUP.
Okay.
That's why they get the premonition, right?
Yeah.
That something bad will happen to the PUP. They will lose. Now,
got you.
You can see that Johnny is putting a high premium on flags, propaganda, billboards, posters, T-shirts, when he should be putting more emphasis on feeding the people. Feed your people, man. Even if you not get the UDP. Now, I sent one of my agents to pick this up yesterday at Johnny's place, eh?
Yes,
And if we study the psychology of colors, right, this is somber blue, somber blue. It is not the sky blue that they have been using, in the past. It gives you an eerie sense of feeling when you see this manifesto, right? And you got Johnny Fies right there. Of course, BLU. How do you spell blue? I learned in school that you spell B-L-U-E.
With an E.
With an E.
Exactly.
But these guys, they are so corrupt that it's thief, the E from blue. And blue, B-L-U, is the trademark of a cell phone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No. So they stole the E from from blue, and they have BLU, Brisenius Leadership Unreliable. But if we were to put the E, correct it, then we can read that as Brisenius Leadership unacceptable everywhere. So the BLUE, Brisenius leadership unacceptable everywhere, right? Because, man, this corrupt guy, he want to be the PM? Man, really.
He portrays to be an innocent person.
Out of shape, right?
Yeah. Wrong pick.
Speaking about the colors, you know, if you want to have your table free of conchas, right? You put yellow on the table because the conchas cannot tolerate the yellow color. And why do people get married, especially the woman in white, right? To show the purity of love, of feelings, emotions, right? And when the surgeon goes to operate on someone, he uses green, the color of hope. Can you imagine if the surgeon was dressed in red or in black? You know, that will frighten and scare the patient, right? You know, and now John is using this somber green right here. You know, and I doubt you really have to peel your eye to see the two birds and in front of the town hall. You know, yes, and you could barely see make out the town clock. You know, so all of this to tell you, you know, that it gives you a feeling of the inner minds of the PUP, the inner feelings, you know. They really feel dejected, you know.
Yeah,
actually
they have a very, very weak manifesto because everything that they're saying that they want to do, they will not be able to do it. It's not like we are in a pandemic at this point of time, you know. Cash flow no there.
Yeah.
So how you want to promise all these amount of things that you will do? Is it desperation or you just want to win for say, okay, I am a prime minister, I believe. You don't care about the people?
It is desperation. Because Belize Times, this is November the 1st, right? And it talks about tourism. And so finally, crime and violence pose a clear and present danger to the tourism industry. Now, if you acknowledge that crime, right, poses a threat to the tourism industry, and you did talk that you want to disband the GSU, see, it's right in here in the manifesto.
But talking about tourism, Wilfredo, talking about tourism, when the UDP won, right, we brought around tourist police, right?
Yes.
Because of the crime that was already plaguing the tourists. When they came, you know, these guys would just go and harass them, and if they could snatch something from them, they do so. So tourist police came about under the UDP. And if we never done a crime like that, we're not going to tourist police right now. You understand me?
Yeah.
The UDP government don't mean a thing about create tourist police and put them at different spots where the tourists venture a lot.
Yeah.
Because crime was already on a rampage already in our country. But now these guys, the blue, like, they want to put it as if though the crime started under the UDP and we tolerate it. Who tolerate crime more than the PUP? I remember one election, I went back one a little bit now, the village council election in Trial Farm, right? When the UDP village council won, they brought them some guys from Belize City, the PUP of course, and only thing may look to happen out there, and a couple of them drew their weapons. The police came along. This time, PUP, they run things, you know. The police came along, arrested them, of fake arrest, took them to the station. So I said, well, these guys will put up for a while because I'm sure they're not going to know license for their gun there. But they got a gun. Who gave them a gun? Who were they working for? For the PUP. So I sat down the following morning and listened to Wave. Juliet came on quite annoyed. She was upset when she talked about. But I see the guys there were pulling the gun in at Orange Rock in Trial Farm. She passed them in the morning in Belize City. So they never did enter the cell block. They never did enter the cell block. They pulled their guns into our farm. Police took them away. And you know what? Found a way to Belize City. The next morning she passed both of them. So they never did enter the cell block. So who tolerate crime? Who is going to tolerate crime? I remember that clearly.
If you recall, there was a meeting in Belize City when Wilfredo Shubo Brown was shot by Silky Stewart of the POP,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he was whisked out of the country, so he would not be charged, for attempted murder. And for many years, Silky Stewart carried that bullet in his body because it was lodged in a different area to be taken out by the sergeants,
Yeah, the surgery was a bit risky.
And if you recall again, the POP promoting violence during the Heads of Agreement, 1981, when the thugs, led by Florencio Marin Sr. in Corozal,
Lencho?
they killed Silvina Riveral.
Right.
You see? And that triggered the state of emergency in 1981. So the POP is definitely the party of violence.
They condone these things. They like these type of things.
And that is why Johnny proposes to disband the GSU. Because, he wants to continue promoting criminal activity.
Disbanding the GSU, folks, that's a bad idea. Very, very bad idea. That's why they say, do what you think is best for you. You do what you know is best for the country. And then they do things when they think good for them and not for the country.
Sam, in Spanish we have a saying that says, el que no debe no teme. Right? So why will you fear the GSU or the SIS? Why will you fear the police? Right? If you're a good, law-abiding citizen, you have no reason to fear the security forces. We should work in tandem, collaborate with the security forces for the good of our country, for the peace of the nation.
You went back to 81, and we go back to 89 when the POP won, because they actually campaigned during that time against the UDP, stating that, I recall their words clearly, when all these drugs planes were carrying out the weed, they thought it was mostly weed, right? And they make it clear that the weed not stay here, it go out. So make it go out and the money come into Belize. That's what they made the campaign plan. Let the drugs go out of the country and the money comes into the country. So when they won in 89, everyone believed that, we'll go back and plant weed. But it can never ever be that type of way. Never. Because then the US aid was here also. They were already helping Belize. So if we want to need help, if we want to lose their help, we could go back to that and so it may happen. But campaign for things like this just for try win one election. You do not. No, you want to disband the GSU because you want to win the election. You know that there are certain people that are very, very displeased with the GSU because of their behavior. But if you rough, then they come rough too. I'm sure that if they come to my house, and if you search your house, you're going to search warrant? Yes, here it is. I read the search warrant. Okay, search my house. Or, no, I come to you. No, you can't search my house. They are rough with you. They will get rough with you.
Let me tell you about an incident last year, I was upstairs in my house, and came two pickups, right? Soldiers and police with big guns. And they say, we're inside your house. Tell them for what? They say, because you harbor illegal aliens. I tell you, you bring one search warrant. If you bring one search warrant, you can search the house. But you know what? Make I do it better for you. Open the house, right? So I went down. I secure my dogs, right? Because I don't want to go kill my dogs. My dogs, they bark, but they do not bite. So I secured the dogs, and I invited them in. I took them downstairs, right? Search all the restrooms, go upstairs, search under the bed, everywhere, right? Go in the yard, find the illegal aliens where you say that we the harbor that we not get one report. Then we find nothing because we no harbor any kind of illegal alien, right? So I had nothing to fear. El que no debe, no teme, right?
Well, that's
Yeah.
true. But before we go to break, because we'll be joined by the Minister Elode Aragon and Noble, right? Let me just remind the people that as we prepare ourselves to go to the polls, we bear in mind that our future matters. We go out and we vote for the United Democratic Party. In the East, we have the son of the East, Elode Aragon, who have been doing a magnificent job in that area since he took over. He has continued to work from day one. It's not like what we're seeing right now in Central. We just passed an area where they are working right now, late minute work, to try to garner votes. We don't work like that. Elode Aragon has been working hard in Orange Rock East. He continues to work, and that is one of the reasons why we go to the polls on that day and we vote for the son of the East. A man that was born in the East, a man that has dedicated himself to the people of the East, and will continue to serve the people of the East. We go down to Orange Rock North, Wilfredo, where we have Carlos Cetina, vibrant young man, clear-minded, born in Douglas, grew in Douglas, used to walk the streets selling before he goes to school. He has taught at 15 different schools, so experience he has. He has the experience. He knows how to deal with people. So on election day, we vote for Carlos Cetina and let the progress continue. Likewise, we go down south to Lupe Magana. I call her the Iron Lady because she works tirelessly. She continues to work. She's been dealing with papers, doing different things, go to Mlopan, come home back late. So she is the Iron Lady. On that day, we vote for Lupe Magana for a true change in Orange Rock South. We come down to Central. Dene Grijalva, say what you may. He keeps working pro bonos. Yes, he has the equipment. Yes, he has the know-how. He knows what to do. He has good person lined up that works for him. He continues to work in Orange Rock Central, and he continues to go to pantry. A flag is maybe $8 to $10, right? You give out on $15 pantry or on $25 pantry instead of doing a flag. That you'll help the people. We can't eat the flag on the lamppost. But if I ask for a UDP flag on my house, well, then that's different because I want a UDP flag on my house. That's on my house. But to say we're going to line up the lamppost with flags and all these big posters that cost $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, some of them, no, man. Let the people of Orange Rock get pantry instead of spending those type of cash. So, and that is exactly what Dene is doing. So in election day, for true leadership, we vote for Dene Grijalva. Folks, with that, we now go to a break, and we'll be back with Elode Aragon and Mr. Noble.
Is there anybody out there? Tell me, anybody out there? Can anyone hear me now? Can anyone hear me now? It's time to move this country forward. We can put it in the hands of the hours. Patrick Barber, that man, he's not afraid to stand up and fight for a nation. Bringing honesty, integrity, unity. So we're staying with the UDP for honesty, integrity, and unity. Both Patrick and the UDP, we're moving forward, because our future matters. We're moving forward, with Patrick and the UDP. Building schools, building house for the needy. better healthcare and more job we all are we. So come election day, the UDP will stay. The Belizean people will have their way. We need honesty, integrity, unity. So we're staying with the UDP for honesty, integrity, and unity. Both Patrick and the UDP, we're moving forward. Cause our future matters. We're moving forward. With Patrick and the UDP. Patrick is ready and qualified. That's one thing that no one can deny. He's got the vision and the energy to lead this country and take us where we should be. He's a man of honesty, integrity, unity. That's why we're staying with the UDP. Honesty, integrity, unity. Put Patrick and the UDP. We're moving forward. Cause our future matters. We're moving forward. With Patrick and the UDP. Looking forward to a brighter future. In a country led by a leader who has compassion for the poor, who will open the door for the youth like never before. He's a man of honesty, integrity, unity. That's why we're staying with the UDP. Honesty, integrity, unity. Put Patrick and the UDP. We're moving forward. Cause our future matters. We're moving forward. With Patrick and the UDP.
When you think about compassion, care and kindness, the area representative of Orange Walk East, Honorable Elodie Aragon Jr., immediately comes to mind. He has demonstrated through dedication and hard work that the people he represents are his priority. His work in Orange Walk East to deliver goods and services has been never-ending. Infrastructure, streets, water, land, social assistance, sports, and education are areas in which Mr. Aragon has focused and delivered to his people in the Orange Walk East. Honorable Aragon has lived a life of dedicated service to his country and people with an excellent track record. Orange Walk East deserves the best. So, for continued development, vote for Honorable Elodie Aragon Jr.
On election day, let's make the right choice. Re-elect Elodie Aragon Jr. With you always, leadership that works, representing Orange Walk East. Because our future matters. Not even a question, who may voting be? You already know we voted for the UDP. Cause they are the best one in the driver's seat. So what would you expect they suffer the son of the East? Yeah, we talking about who? Aragon, Aragon, Aragon. We talking about who? Aragon, Aragon. The number one, we talking about who? Aragon, Aragon. One and only son out there of the East. Yeah, we voting for Aragon, he will repeat. Voting Aragon, he's the number one. Yeah, voting Aragon, he get the job done. Yeah. I know so blessed, Elodie Aragon bring progress. Hardworking, talking and no mess. Elodie Aragon show boldness. Leadership that works. Tell your Aragon don't come to play. Put the people people first. Tell your Arabon how we always. Yeah, you could have rich or you poor. Tell your Arabon still a knock on your door. 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, 4. Time no up yet, give him plenty more. The hard work, evident, humble, genuine and intelligent. When the people with him give his strength. Hello.
Good morning, and welcome once again to the Sugar City Morning Show. I am here occupying a big seat. Robert Checky Osha has prior commitments, so asked me to fill in for him. Of course, that's a very daunting task I'm taking on. But nevertheless, this morning we are with Honorable Elodio Aragon Jr., the son of the East, the champion of the East, the man that will deliver once again the seat for the United Democratic Party in Orange Walk East. Good morning to all our listeners, all those who are listening to us in all parts of Orange Walk, Corozal, Belize, in the entire country, and those who view us via the internet. The Sugar City Morning Show has now become a popular show. Minister, good morning and welcome this morning.
Yes, well, good morning, Noble, and of course I'd like to take this time to say a pleasant good morning to all of our listeners and TV viewers, whether you're on Channel 10 watching at home or you are in your vehicle listening to 104.9 FM. I want to say good morning, and it's always great to be here in studios with our people here in Orange Walk Town, and especially those in the East and wherever you might find yourself, Pleasure to be here, Noble.
Igualmente. Well, this morning, Minister, I know you have a very special item that we want to deal with. I don't know if time will allow, but I think we could ask Rahim, make we go till 12 o'clock. Rahim, that's okay with you. But the pamphlet I now hold in my hand, which is right in front of us this morning, is what has been dubbed as your record of accomplishments from 2015 to 2020. Actually, this should have been from 2014 because you made the work long before you were elected.
Right, that's right.
But we stick to the time period since you were an elected representative and go forward from there. Nice presented package here that we have dubbed the record of accomplishments. Honorable Elodio Aragon Jr. In this document here, which has 6 pages, I think, you have outlined all the work that you have done. Now, it took 6 pages to condense all of this, because if you may outline it, I think
no
you
space,
may have a book.
that's the problem, yeah.
And you had to, try as best as possible to condense it. But Minister, let us get right into it and see what we have in front of us and present it to the people. You in the first page you have your message here, and if you allow me, probably I can read it out.
Sure, man, sure.
I can read this message. Leadership that works. Over the last 5 years, tremendous work has been done in Orange Walk East Division. Throughout the East, from day one, we have been able to come together and work on meaningful projects that inspire and empower our people and communities. I believe that with good leadership, our future is brighter. For too long, we have denied the development. We were denied the development that we rightly deserved. 5 years later, my work speaks for itself. It has not been an easy road, but I have never faltered in striving for the greater good of my community and my people. My vision for Orange Walk East is one that sees our community progressively growing from strength to greater strength. A vision of empowerment of our people. It's about investments and creating jobs. It's about empowerment of our people with lands in the villages and plans for those in the town. It's about assisting many in getting their land documents in order. We have supported and empowered the young people with educational assistance year after year, thus improving their lives and that of their families. I have worked tremendously at improving the overall quality of life for many throughout the constituency via the expansion of new areas, complete with electricity and potable water supply, opening new roads, constant repairs of streets, upgrading of sporting facilities, sponsorship of countless sporting events, hosting community events such as the Christmas parties, what has been known as the Christmas chair, Mother's Day, and summer camp, etc. We have also assisted many in times of need. The work has never ceased. Projects, too many to mention. This has been the bedrock of my leadership and will take our East communities to greater heights. Major infrastructural work as the new factory in Carmelita, such as the new factory in Carmelita, and the first ever high school and police station in the East. Expansion of the community by making lots available, the building of the new Louisiana Government School, the building, the bleacher project for many villages and in the town, along with lights, new state-of-the-art preschool in Santa Marta, and the building of several community buildings are hallmarks of my leadership. Whether big or small projects, I have done it with one goal in mind, you. The love, integrity, and commitment that I have for the people and community of the East and this country is true and everlasting. I remain committed to you. I will always be with you. Contigo siempre. Let's continue on the right track with proven leadership and with someone who truly cares. Let's continue with your son of the East, and together, let's move the East to even greater heights. Signed, Elode Aragon Jr. Minister Dare, I guess you have outlined what most of your time has been spent on, which is the development of your people in the East, both with physical infrastructure also, and also the empowerment, meaning your communities, community activities, the programs that you do for the mothers, the Christmas for the kids,
The young people.
educational assistance. Maybe you can continue to tell us what does this mean for you? What does this do for you personally? Are you buying a piece of heaven with this activity that you're doing for your people?
No, I think that it is something that every good leader needs to look at in terms of how we go about moving our country forward. I think that at the end of the day, it's all about empowerment, and we must do the things that might not necessarily be the most popular at times, but we must stand in terms of what will benefit our people and our country. I've always said this, and when we talk about empowerment, a lot of people just use that word, but the reality is understanding the true meaning of empowerment. I think good leaders must understand, because at the end of the day, it's not about talking these things nobly, it is about
Doing
action, but getting it done. How many times hear people talk about, oh, we have to do jobs, this and that. It's about you actually getting out there and finding
Doing
a
it.
way and to achieve something. Yes, you could help people out there in times of need and that, but the true empowerment comes when you could bring and deliver jobs to your people. Normally that has been a top priority for me from day one. And everybody who knows me understands exactly what I'm trying to do in the East. In terms of when you look at the major projects that we have done, we are looking at jobs, investments for the East. That's very important. Why? We have seen it through the COVID period when the tourism industry slowed down. What happened? We had to continue to rely on the North. I think fared far better than many other districts. Why? Because we had our sugar industry, we had our farming, etc. Right now, I think that across this country, we must begin to look at investment that will empower people with jobs. And I think it is possible. We're a small nation of 400,000 people. We bring one industry here, like the Caribbean Brewery International. Like the Caribbean International Brewery, I think that's their correct name. Yeah. And this is about creating more than, I would want to say, 200 jobs, over 200 jobs this thing
That's
will create.
in the initial
Yes,
stage.
yes. So you talk about the spill-off effects that it will have for our community. But when you look at these things, that is empowerment. When you could give a man a job and he could take home a salary, he could go work, man, you don't need no greater empowerment than that. And when you look at empowerment of our people, one, we have to look at jobs. And that has been a priority for me. And we have made it a reality in terms of the Caribbean International Brewery in
Yes.
Carmelita.
And
Right.
I to add to that, Minister, I know for a fact in the past, like for example, the PUP, what they did, I don't think they considered anything like this. They had never tried to bring any investment here because they want to keep our people poor. They want to keep them subservient and dependent on them. When our kids go to school and they come out, the first thing they think about is a government job. I want a job. Government, where they do? I want a job as a Minister Aragon, I want a job with government. Government cannot employ the workforce of this country. But you, forward thinker, I think that there were some investors that you managed to quote and woo and eventually got them to invest in Orange Walk because they were going to Cayo.
That's right.
So maybe we can speak a bit on the Caribbean International Brewery, which maybe a lot of people don't know, maybe a lot of people do know. They are situated in Carmelita Village. Right outside of Carmelita. And
on the very, right close to the village.
Next to the village is where the Ile farms were. So these people have come to Carmelita in Orange Walk East because you managed to convince them that you can provide a workforce for them, or you can assist with the people, the working, because that was a consideration, no? They wanted to know if you can supply a constant workforce from here. And of course, everybody knows that Orange Walk people are
the best and hardest workers in this country.
Orange Walk people travel every day to Belize because they are the preferred workforce. The Belize people hire Orange Walk and Corozal people kind of hard workers. Not to say that they're not hard workers in the country, but we just work really harder than the rest. Can get up at 4 and manage to get the work on time. Nevertheless, Carmelita is now the home of the Caribbean International Brewery. Now, when you hear brewery, you think beer.
Yeah.
Probably they should have named a beverage factory. It's the Caribbean International Brewery Company Limited, which produces beverages, water, soft drinks, and they will diversify it in many other products. Let's pull this call. Good morning, SugarCity Morning Show.
Good morning, Mr. Aragon. Good morning, Mr. Noble.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Te voy a hablar de un espanto. Oye,
Okay.
yo quisiera que ustedes nos respondan una cosa. De los cañeros pequeños y los agricultores pequeños que se quedaron con el mal sabor de boca, no consiguieron ni sus insumos agrícolas, ni consiguieron su dinerito que se debían de conseguir, a pesar que se registraron, a pesar que hicieron el esfuerzo, fueron muchos a Corozal, otros vinieron acá en la aldea con los de la agricultura. Cuando fueron a investigar, sus nombres no están en la lista. Unos consiguieron, otros no consiguieron, y podemos decir cañeros y agricultores pequeños.
So, unos consiguieron y otros no consiguieron.
Así es.
¿Y por qué tu razón tú crees que unos consiguieron y otros no?
Espera que te explique.
Ajá.
Nosotros anduvimos con mucho tiempo con el señor Manuel Esquivel, a donde él dijo justicia social, igualdad. Entonces, ¿a dónde está la igualdad?
Yo te pregunto, te voy a contestar tu pregunta con otra pregunta. ¿Por qué unos consiguieron y otros no?
Pues la lista, no sé por qué, solo los que estaban administrando saben por qué.
Ok, pues yo te voy a decir algo. Yo no estoy administrando nada, jefe, es que aquí no te puedo dar ninguna respuesta.
Sí, pero entonces no quiero que me dé la respuesta.
Ajá.
Tenemos al ministro que está ahí, él investigue y le diga a esa gente, pues dicen que ahí está la tecnología.
Ajá.
Ahí está en la lista, en el Sugar Bowl. ¿Qué puede decir? El que está en la lista, que le den su insumo, el que no está, pues que no se lo den. ¿Cuántos años están los camioneritos allá trabajando? Ahorita el camiero está pasando una crisis, ¿ves?
Ajá.
Aquí en Caledonia, ni siquiera ¿cómo decir? Le echaron culpa al camiero que ellos llevaron lodo por tal cosa que no conseguimos el buen precio.
Ajá.
Entonces queremos personas que defiendan al pequeño, al agricultor. Ustedes dicen que están mejorando las cosas. Yo lo conozco, yo anduve con Manuel y estuve bastante tiempo con los políticos del GDP, pero no estamos contentos acá en Caledonia por cómo está sucediendo. No tenemos medicina, no tenemos camino. Un tiempo cuando estaban haciendo, fuimos allá en WIM, Llevamos 300 firmas de Caledonia que queríamos que hagan algo de Petrocaribe para el camino de Caledonia Buenavista. Ni siquiera nos contestaron. Vino la vez pasada el ministro, este señor, y nos dijo que nos va a ayudar a poner como el centro comunal, porque él llegó ahí, vio la junta que nos estamos mojando, Pachifaba, nos dijo nos va a dar $17,000 para poner el roof.
Let's make it get to the question. I'm looking
Tenemos el problema, tenemos el problema de la clínica que estaba clavado en plywood allá y toda cosa.
Pero todo eso está bien, está bien. No puedes esperar porque tenemos una agenda aquí. Te voy a explicar algo. Sí, ahí dices que si el nene no llora, no mama. Pues no todo nene que llora mama, ¿right?
Pues sí,
¿Has visto otros, has visto en otras partes del país?
Just make it ask the question and we move on.
Bueno, ¿cuál es tu pregunta?
Que nosotros queremos bueno, la pregunta es que busquen la solución para ayudar al pequeño agricultor que no consigue insumos ni consigue dinero. Entonces, ustedes están allá y está el ministro puede tomar el teléfono, dicen que hay tecnología, hagan lo que tienen que hacer y punto.
Okay.
Gracias.
Buenos días, gracias, noted. Minister, and he has a good point.
Yes, of course. I think it is important in terms of looking at the cane farmers always, but one thing I will tell you, I when you look at from what I got to the information in terms of the finance that came, because I think there was two reliefs, one that came to assist small farmers, and then there was one that came for the drought relief. Two forms of assistance, and I think you either get one or the other.
I know farmers that have received their assistance,
yes, a lot,
like $500 per person or so. Small farmers,
people have gotten money. And this is all through the efforts of the United Democratic Party, not through PUP, and that this is an initiative that came about to assist, and it came about from foreign agencies assisting in doing these things. And when these people come down and spend this kind of money, you have to follow certain protocols. And I think one of the requirements were, if I'm not mistaken, that you had to be registered as a cane farmer. You had to be registered as an.
So it's the association that is responsible for.
And I tell you this, I saw the list, because I went over it in terms of looking at the list when I got a copy of it, and I will tell you this, even PUP get, you got people, even people who are done dead and are farmers, their names are on that list.
Oh, lad.
And everybody, I don't think they look at that politically, none at all. And I want to make that clear. As far as I know, if your name was on that list, then you're supposed to get some form of assistance, whether from drought relief or finance for the small, for the farmers. How that is paid out and all of that has to do with the Ministry of Agriculture. I have no idea. Because some people say, well, my name there, but when I went there,
no money.
Told me no money there. Then you hear another story that it has been sent back to Benopan.
You have to follow up on
They have to follow up on it, but at the end of the day, what is important to note with this, Noble, it is only under the UDP government where government reach out to support people during this COVID period. These programs have come to reach even to our farmers. The drought relief from that had affected us, people they get and they help. And I think that is the important thing. And I think when you look at farmers, the PUP will always stand up because they have used the farmers politically, That has been the bottom line for PUP, is about using the cane farmers.
We remember the core sampler and the issue that they did. The PUP instigated that?
At these things, Noble, when you talk about feeder road, because I think he mentioned the feeder road, man, it is only the United Democratic Party who has invested year in, year out towards feeder road projects to ensure that these roads are fit and proper to assist farmers during the cane season. So I could tell you that a lot has been done in terms of trying to support the farmers.
A lot needs to be done, and you have to agree. But
a lot more has to be
cannot
done.
do everything.
But at the end of the day, Noble, who get the help and all of that, man, that has a lot to do with if you are registered or not. And I can't speak more than that because that came from the Ministry of Agriculture. But one thing I can say, there are a lot of farmers, there are far greater amount of farmers who have gotten the help than the one or two that were missed. How we get missed, God knows, because I can't really speak on that.
But Minister, we can ask the question, what does Florencio Marin, who is the area representative of that area, does with $7,000 every month? What does he do? Because this is for that type of activity. If somebody comes to him for
Exactly.
some assistance,
And Noble,
So there is
the
no-
government who have reached out with this. I mean, like they're not like something that they were entitled to. They're not something where they get every year. It is something that came about for them, and the government has made it available so that
he
people
talks
can
about
get
that road to
assistance.
Caledonia Road is bad.
Yeah.
I travel that road every day. It's terrible. But we have to understand that there are priorities. Not that everybody is a priority, but there are areas that also need the help. Look at the Guinea Grass Road. The Guinea Grass Road is bad too. Sadly, there was not enough money to pave it.
And that's
If the
how-
PUP never
yeah.
gave the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, even the Champlain Ridge Road may don't get paved.
Right.
Somebody from Champlain Ridge must say, I call directly, call the PUP, they idle and
Worthless, yeah.
and
But
mischievous.
to get back to what we were discussing.
Caribbean International Brewery.
Right, and I think it is important for people to note that jobs is one, and that is something that I've always championed, and I feel very good because we are talking about millions of dollars on the ground. We already
Investment.
have invested already, and we are talking about at least 75 people working there on a full-time basis. And
This is just for the
once
construction
this
period?
open up, and what I've gotten to understand, the factory is, like you could say, I
It's-
said 98,
It's already
99%.
the only thing that has been keeping it from opening is the COVID.
With COVID, and they do not want to open the COVID.
They're responsible people.
The factory during a COVID
Pandemic.
period.
They have
Because the economy is slowed down, everything. They are looking to deal with this as soon as the kind of COVID kind of ease up in terms of the economy and
They're very safety conscious,
Of course.
And the reason they're not opening is because they say if they open, the traffic, the volume of traffic and people coming from different areas. Orange Walk Town right now is this.
Epicenter, no?
Yeah, it's the area that has the most infections in the country. So they are responsible, and that's why they have not opened as yet. But as soon as this eases down, or there's a protocol that they can, I guess, work with, you will see the amount of activity that will come out of this place. And I was saying,
And the important thing with this project, Noble, man, the only 5 years I've been here, we have managed to do this. You have other representatives.
The next 5 years we'll bring another one.
Who have been here 30 years and not done anything like this. Noble, this is what I think people put you as a representative, to fight for the people, to be able to bring jobs for the people, man. This alone, you're talking about millions of dollars on the ground. You hear the PUP have a lot to say about this thing. That alone noise out there, Noble.
well, let me say you own it too, no?
Yeah, they say I own it and all of that. God, I may thank.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I would
Should
have
at
thanked
least
the
be a
good Lord.
director.
But Noble, at the end of the day, it is about being able to do this for the benefit of our people.
Can you
Because it
imagine
will help
200 persons
a lot of families,
working there? Initially, just 200
I can imagine,
workers,
and Noble,
not 200 families.
Oh, yes, and Noble, there are 200 families who will have something tangible, week in, week out. And that to me is the greatest thing we can do as leaders. For
Bread on the table, pocket money. Good morning.
right? And Noble, significant work, significant thing in that alone. I know a small feat to do this, and I could tell you that because there are people, leaders long before me, can't achieve these things. But we have been able to do it.
Well,
The
PUP found a hustle sometime in 2002 when they were bringing a soybean factory, no?
Yeah, well, the Taiwanese. And
They got, and that was what $8 million last,
right,
or I think eventually ballooned to like $30 million of loss.
it is, yeah, right? Apart from that, Noble, when you look at the continued work that we do, it's not only about the jobs, that is one thing. I think we also have to look and focus in on other
Revenue.
employment, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the revenue for the-
Well, I don't know. I know we could sit and talk about this be a factory all day, but revenue, if you talk about that, the amount of economy that will be moved in Orange Walk because of this, man. You put
And-
money in people's hands.
And when they talk about they will come and drunk all the people in the drug, they're exporters. They are
have
looking at
plans
the
to sell
export
out.
market,
That's right.
which is a big market out there. We are importing a lot of foreign beers, and I don't know how the other beer factory does it, if they export or anything, but this company has already made plans and are in plans of looking at other markets, external markets. That is revenue for the country. And it's important, I think, Minister, to mention that these are Belizean investors.
That's right.
They have made Belize their home. They have been here
For years.
years. They got nowhere to go except Belize. And if you want to go and you can't pick up this thing that is on the ground here and carry it.
Put it in a bag and carry it.
Carry it.
It's here.
So this is an investment that is for Belize,
yeah.
much like Mr. Bowen back in the 50s or 60s when this Belikin started. It's the same thing. It's a Belizean
And it's gonna
company
be
for
local
Belizeans.
product.
It's a local product
Yeah,
made in
no,
Belize,
you know.
using local material and everything. So it is a Belizean product. You sound like really do advertising for them, but just to say the amount of revenue that will be generated, the amount of jobs that will be created, the amount of money that will be moved through this to provide for families in Orange Walk, it's incredible. I think that is commendable in itself. You can say that you hired 200 people initially, because if they never say you, this may go in somewhere else,
Right.
and we would not have had the opportunity here in the north to access something like this. So it is very impressive, and like I said, you are a representative, and your commitment was to see that your people are better off
That's
than
right.
how you meet them.
And normally this, I tell you, give it 1, 2, 3 years when people already settled in with this work and stuff, man. I mean, I got words for express how it has benefited people.
And it's water, soft
Yes,
drinks.
I mean,
They
and
have other products
not
that
only
will.
that, but it will bring about improved product across this country.
course.
It will bring about
Competition.
It will bring about improvement of service, etc. And of course, it will improve upon maybe the cost that consumers have to pay. So
And hopefully they will stem the contraband in the north, because I understand they will.
Outside, yeah.
They will make beers that taste like Corona and the other beers, the Mexican beers. So there's no reason for us for contraband and go across about this
Yeah.
for beers. So,
And
Minister, moving on.
significant, noble, significant that has been done. And I think within the hour that we usually have here, that I don't think we could go over all of this thing, but
Not
I
at
would
all.
want to highlight
The big
major
ones.
parts, because we have major works that have been done that have a lot of people maybe not even aware of the kind of work that we have done,
Right.
because this is true commitment on my part.
Maybe the guys could
I
put
think,
the first page there, the Orange Rock Town East, where the
You
first
know.
page, put it on the screen so
Yeah.
that people can look
And
at
of course, Noble, when you look at the next big project that we have done here in Orange Walk East, when you look about empowerment, because remember we talk about jobs. Jobs is one.
You have to be educated to
and the
get jobs.
greatest thing we can do, Noble,
Educate
is
your
about
kids.
giving an education, a proper education to our children. And how will you do that, Noble, if you do not have the infrastructure
Yeah.
for this to happen? And that has always been a key component of my leadership. When you look at the amount of educational assistance that we have given out, Noble, and I've always had to look, and people look at me, even some of my people, and say, "But Aragon,
They give extra, give that a PUP
why
too."
they give some of them?" It's not about giving to the PUP. I give to
Across the board.
Across the board, I try to help my people in terms of for them to get that help. Noble, why? I'm their representative, and education for me is about empowering our young people. It is it's about being able to give a support, a lending hand to students and families who may not be able to finish paying for their kids' school, because it costs money, and not everybody is privileged to say, my parents could take care of my school,
Yeah.
my high school, my sixth farm, etc., my university. It comes with a cost. And when we help people, for me, that is empowering our young people. That is about empowering our nation, because we have one educated nation. We'll have an educated people who can, in the future, make proper decisions for this country. And who are our young people, Noble? They are the future leaders of this country. They are the future people that will take up the helm long after we are gone. So we must do what is right as a leader for our nation and for our people. And education, man, you can't beat that, Noble. And that is why I go out hard pressed in ensuring I could try get the funding to support our students. So they get them food, the educational assistance. And apart from that, Noble, in the East, significant investment. And this is only in 5 years. That is why I always tell people, had the last 30 years, no matter if I'm a PUP or UDP representatives, put them together.
They can do one
And
page
all
of
the
this.
work that they have done together, nobly they have not done what we have done in 5 years, because my commitment to the people of Orange Walk East is real. And one of the big projects that we have done nobly here in Orange Walk at the Louisiana Government School is the new building. And now I must thank the principal, the staff, there, the PTA staff and all of them who, you know, had this vision to trying to get this building. But nobly, any idea, nobly, this building was a social investment fund sitting there, never they move. And people don't know when I got a cabinet, this funding, which is 1.4 million, was not coming to Orange Walk East. Huh? You know, even they go elsewhere. Just like the buildings for technical was not going there. It is when me and Patrick Faber made a visit and saw the situation that we were able to lobby and get the new high school funding to go to technical to support. And I will tell you, in this building, Noble, we don't know how to get up the cabinet and say, listen to me, man. The East needs to get something here with education. I say education, they go wrong, and we are not getting our due share. We have a Louisiana government school that is over 1,000 kids right now, and they need new building. And this is the way, Noble, we're able to bring this building. $1.4 million on the ground, are going on the ground right now. It's being built right now.
The last time
Massive.
Orange Walk East got a school building was during your dad's time, 1988, no?
A long time, Noble.
I know you
And I feel honored. I
30
feel
years later.
really honored to be able to have a
The
hand
same building.
in having the
same
development of our Louisiana government school for all East residents in the town, man. This is a tremendous addition to what is already there. And we want to build on that, Noble. And when you look at this building, I know a small building, you know, massive building. I mean, I could envision the kids in those classrooms, the staff that are out there, you know, I mean, a computer lab that they'll have. Noble, I mean, and this is not only for today, this is for the future of our East.
Right.
And this is the kind of things that I champion. This is where people could really say, Aragon, not the run joke, because we are there to get things done, Noble.
You hear the criticism every time when you put it up. Well, they know your money. They know he out of his pocket and so.
Of
Well,
course,
this
I know out of
foolish,
my pocket,
shallow
you understand
thinkings.
me? But Noble, it
If
is
you never
about
lobby for
being
it.
able to lobby with this. And so this Louisiana government school, I will tell you, it's been an effort from the PTA staff and everybody that's there. But somebody has to push it, Noble. How many proposals are not before government and they don't get done? Somebody has to get up in cabinet and fight for this thing and not afraid for voicing opinion, etc. Even if they get vexed with you. It is about us being able to know how to lobby. You can't only for talk, you know. It is about being able to harness your colleagues' support in a certain decision making that takes place there. And with me, Noble, I have that charisma, I have that what it takes to be able to get that support for us to get these things done. And like I say, education has been the top priority for me. And definitely the Louisiana Government School extension that you see on the picture on your TV screens right now, man, has been a tremendous thing that will go a long way for our East residents. And apart from that, Noble, in talking about this Louisiana Government School, Noble, the East will always also benefit by the first ever high school in the East. First ever high school. And we are talking that will be anywhere close to, I would want to say close to $5 million investment on the ground. You know, that is already gazetted. That is going to take place. I think most of the contracts people are already working on new high schools down south. The high schools for Orange Walk, for the north, because not only Orange Walk, the east
Countrywide.
high school, but countrywide. That is already contracts out there. And these things will happen, you know.
Carl.
Right? So when you look at the new high school, Noble, that will come, and that when I mean come, that we have designated already the area, and that will be
the land has been cleared there,
and everything. We just wait for they come in. The drawings and the plans have been drafted up already, Noble. Engineers are set with that, and it is a matter, I think, and hopefully maybe next month or as soon as possible, I want to see this work continue.
SugarCity Morning Show, good morning.
Morning, Minister.
Yeah,
Morning,
morning.
Minister, I just want to congratulate you for all the big things that you have been doing in the Palmar East.
All right.
You know that a couple of weeks back, and they talked about this Santa Marta, Newland Road. And this weekend, I went down there, then we got 6 grader with big blue flags. And right now, we got this grader, you know how that road
Mess up the road.
Man, I understand that road is in a terrible condition.
Yeah, and that road is the worst right now, man.
I know. Bad, but you see?
Them you feel this thing coming
Yeah.
in Palmar. That's the great job we are doing already in the Palmar, man.
Man, what need for though? I think if we have Palma, we need for put a roadblock for their grader before they reach in there. Because if they go there, my brother, you will not be able to come out.
In a 2 days time, in Great Farms, I hear from Great Farms, San Carlos,
Yeah.
in the church, in the grass, Great and Newland. Where can I job when they do like that?
That's nonsense they're
They don't
doing.
know a job there. When they do that, that's
That political show.
Yeah, political show for them. It's not. They know they fix no road. They only go and they put in what they
If they may-
just dig that out, nobly. And that is
If they may
terrible.
if they never put no flag, they could have blame UDP.
Yeah.
But now that they don't have no sense.
Well, even the thing we go to Palmar, you know, because I got only Malaysia, we are chasing you from Palmar.
Aye, man, aye. Let's not engage in violence.
No, we got to the Palmar right there. Chihuahua, they are licking it. Never get before. They are run back the tongue.
Yeah.
All right, Minister.
All right.
Thank you, Minister.
Okay.
Thank you, Carla. And nobly.
They're
what
upsetting
they-
people with this thing. You know.
Nobly, I have people
People
residents
that can't
from
come
the
out and
east
impose it.
because they're not only gone that the roads like San
The big
Carlos
roads, they
and-
come in a town.
and
Come in a
going to
town.
Shipyard, but also to like Santa Marta and in a town.
In a
They
town, in a
damage
town.
up the road, nobly. You know.
I think you have a call.
Yeah.
Gone.
Right. And definitely when
It's terrible. Then Pasadita.
they
I
just,
heard
they say
it's-
because when you grader you have to roll and things, no.
This is a police call. Good morning, SugarCity Morning Show.
Buenos días, buenos días.
Yeah,
Buenos días.
Ministro, solo quiero decirle que nosotros estamos listos para esta elección. Es todo UDP.
Okay.
Hello.
Lucy.
Hello.
Ajá.
Esta elección va a ser todo UDP.
Claro que sí.
Okay.
Así es.
Oye, otra cosa, hablando del camino de Santa Marta, este cuate hizo un desastre, no por después de la palabra, un cagalar en ese lugar. Y no solo el camino, sino que hasta el camino que se hizo a Newland.
Yeah.
Este hombre, además de eso, ¿ustedes qué quisiéramos saber? Nosotros, los votantes, queremos saber realmente quién está pagando su campaña de Kevin Bernard. Queremos saber si lo está pagando el Town Board, y si lo está pagando el Town Board es la gente del pueblo.
Así es.
Y señores, esto es una vil corrupción, conflicto de interés. Conflicto de interés, porque los recursos de Orinjoacton, el que paga su arbitrio, el que paga su trade license o liquor license,
Yeah.
su home taxes, el driver license, se está yendo allá. Cuando ese dinero se debe de canalizar y mejorar las condiciones de las calles del pueblo de Orinjoac, que supuestamente dice él que ya hizo el 90% de los caminos de ahí compuso en Orinjoac.
¿A dónde?
No sé cuándo, 25.
When they don't mess it up now.
Todas las calles ahorita de aquí del este,
Yeah.
con excepción de Bonze, está un total desastre. Nosotros necesitamos saber, y si él está usando los recursos de Orinjoac, porque para que manden 6 grietas desde Carmelita hasta Santa Marta, a ver, eso no solo es una chirichordia, eso es algo, es un contrato que se le dio tal vez a esa compañía de los menonitas. Se le dio el contrato y queremos saber, el votante de este quiere saber por cuánto fue ese contrato.
Pero, jefe, ¿contrato o no?
No, dame-
El problema
Desastre.
es que fueron a hacer un desastre con las calles. En Orinjoac,
Totalmente.
en Santa Marta, y la gente se están quejando ahora. Era un camino que estaba bien, si se acababa de componer ese camino y estaba en una buena condición, mayoría del camino. Había unos pedazos que sí se inundaban.
Haciendo dos pedacitos caminitos allá que necesitaban.
Pero ahora todo ese camino es un desastre.
Y te agarra ahora, y te agarraba antes, cuando antes que entre eso, nos agarraba como unos 15 a 20 minutos para llegar a
Correcto.
Santa Marta. Ahora nos está oscilando allá como en una hora y media, ¿sabes? Para regresar.
Gente
Si
de...
te pendejas, sales de camino.
Gente, esa es una palabra nueva, no lo conocemos. Oye, pero hay gente de...
Y por eso la gente de Santa Marta está ahorita molestísimo.
de-
Y se va a ver en las elecciones, en las urnas, el 11 de noviembre.
pero nunca es que ellos nunca han hecho trabajo.
No tienen nada para ganar. Aquí no tiene. El campeón de nosotros es el ministro Elodio Aragón.
Así es.
Es el único ministro en su corto tiempo que ha estado aquí, el único que ha traído una industria secundaria a Belice. Aquí no ha visto ninguna otra fábrica,
No,
excepto de la caña,
de azúcar.
y el otro que fue el soya pis que trajeron los pis.
Eso trae un sueño.
Se desintegró. Se desintegró completamente. ¿Dónde acabaron los tractores? ¿Quién los tiene? Mucha gente sabe dónde están los tractores que trajeron. Así que Aragón es el que está velando por los intereses de la gente, no solo de su área, sino que de todo Belice. Así que por eso la gente le va a responder favorablemente. Así que, señores, pasen buenos días y les pedimos a todo el mundo que salga a votar temprano. Porque entre más temprano salimos a votar, mejor para nosotros, mejor para el abuelito, mejor para las abuelitas, y mantengan su distancia. Usen su máscara, laven su mano. Con eso vamos a tener elecciones sanas y salvo para todos. Pero adelante con el IEP, adelante con el señor Elodio Aragón. Pasen buenos días.
Igualmente, gracias. People are upset with this road thing, but
Terrible, boy,
we will
terrible.
talk about it a bit.
Really terrible, Noble, but
We have another call. Let's put this call. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Man, I just listened to the caller, and he's very right. The Pasadena area here in Orange Walk is in a horrible, like never before. The streets are next to impossible
Yep.
because of the stupidity of Kevin Bernard. He went to the Pasadena area with graders and loosened the soil on the streets and left it like that. And then the next day, the rains came. And what a horrible disaster it has been in the Pasadena area. The streets have become worse than Chiclet streets. They are full of mud. The people can't even walk over the streets anymore. Kevin must that a hurricane is near Belize.
Everyone knew.
And that a lot of rain would fall. Hurricane not come without rain. He knew.
Everybody knew.
He was, unless there was dumb ballet. When I listen to the meteorological service, something wrong with here, though. The meteorology center has been warning on a daily basis about the coming of heavy rain.
That will affect Central America, isn't it?
That is in front of Central America. But Kevin must have been blinded by foolish obsession, and then he went ahead and messed up all the streets on that area. I went there just yesterday. Man, it's hard for even with your vehicle for pass through those streets. Many of the people living in that area, PUP and UDP, they are mad with Kevin for doing such a stupid thing. They say, boy, that man got no sense. He thought, boy, got study here, study there. Man, he got study. That's infused knowledge. But when it comes to common sense, or many, Kevin is desperate because he knows that he will lose. And is doing things in desperation in an effort to try to turn things around. Bottom line, he cannot win the East. He knows this. I know he's behaving like a senseless woman
sorry, I meant like a senseless man. He will get one of the worst thrashing any politician has ever gotten. In the East, the UDP is ready for victory. We will have a tremendous victory in the East. Thank you.
Thank you too. Minister, I think the complaints will be coming in about this road because it is affecting a lot of people.
I got a lot of residents text me and send me pictures.
I get people call for Mascal, you know.
Yeah.
People wait for
Santa
Mascal
Marta,
call and say,
so I get
the way Aragon they do, how Aragon I got Santa Marta Road like that? I said, my brother, I had to explain to them. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Noble.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Minister.
Yeah, morning.
Minister to be again.
Right
Ready
here.
like to vote UDP again.
All right. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate that.
Yes, we are with you and thank you for all the help that you are giving the people of the Orange East constituency.
Yes, man. Right here.
Public, right?
Yes. Thank you, Carla.
The DP does not help, but yet they have to buy their plants.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is power. But they will not get that right out of the Orange East. All right, Minister.
All right. Thank you,
Ready?
Carla.
Good.
Yes, man. We're ready. Thank you.
Yes, UDP all the way.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
People see the development, you know. People,
I think normally only if you're blind you can't see the work.
well,
that
Kevin
they-
has not seen anything.
You know,
But he don't live that east.
Yeah.
The only thing
That's
he
the
said
problem.
about Philip Alvarez Park front of his house that he has promised to build a state-of-the-art thing,
That never come. Yeah.
and Ministry of Health managed to give him some equipment there. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yeah.
I think we'll get low complaints this
But
morning.
I
and we
think
can't
you
go
get a lot of
forward.
people
with-
the card, especially with the road that he messed up so bad. You know.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning. I would like to know if the program from Mr. Aragon.
You're live on the air, ma'am.
You're live right now. You're live on Sugar City Morning Show.
Well, good morning. I would just like to big up Minister on Junior, right?
Right.
One of the man that has been working for us since his game in Palmar.
Okay.
All right.
He has been all through this COVID. He has been helping us in different ways. He has helped us with food pantries, fixing up streets. He has put light poles. He has helped us a lot in Palmar. And I don't see the way that the PUP can do it there.
Okay.
All right.
So, yes, that is what I would like to comment on and ask the Palmar people to go out on November 11th and vote UDP.
Okay.
Not change their mind to PUP because PUP won't help us. PUP won't work for us. They don't do nothing. When the minister go in the village, they always put themselves, they don't want the minister to do nothing. And that is not a positive mind.
That's right.
We should always be for our village. Because the benefit is not only for PUP or only for UDP, it's for the whole village.
That's right.
Mr. Aragon has been helping us, and we should see that he has always been positive for us.
Right.
Okay.
So I would like to ask again to the people from Palmar to the November 11th to go and vote for Mr. Eludio Aragon Jr.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Carla. Thank you very much for that.
Thank
those
you,
words
Carla. Thanks
and
for those
encouragement.
encouraging words, no?
And
Okay, thanks.
we will go full red in Palmar, Mr. Aragon. That
All right.
is for sure. We will push all our efforts the 11th of November.
All right. Thank you, Carla. Appreciate that.
Have a nice day.
Okay.
You too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Well,
They-
definitely. no
people
blame.
talking about that pantry program also.
Yeah.
I think it's important to let the people know that these are not
They're
government
not
money.
government funding. Those are things that we have done on our own.
Your
babies,
resources
of
as well.
course.
What has the other guy done? I think he get us only blue bags the other day
Give out.
and that was it, no? You know, he had nothing
Yeah,
else
nothing
again.
else, yeah.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Oh, buenos días.
Buenos días.
Yes.
Buenos días.
Sí, buenos
Sí,
días.
buenos
adelante.
días. ¿Está al aire usted?
Sí, estoy llamando de aquí de Santa Marta.
Ok. ¿Cómo está?
Estamos agradecidos con el Señor en tanto trabajo que ha hecho en la aldea en componer nuestras calles y también en las áreas nuevas donde ha expandido agua. Estamos viendo ahorita del problema que ha sucedido que el PUP en tantos años nosotros podemos ver que en un solo día pudo mandar 7 máquinas para componer la carretera.
Exactamente.
Supuestamente él componerla y sin saber que hizo un desastre con la carretera que tenemos hoy en día. La carretera no es carretera, sino que se ha vuelto un camino demasiado feo.
Sí.
Y este camino se ha quedado horrible porque lo hicieron 7 máquinas carmelitas supuestamente a Santa Marta, de Santa Marta agarraron para Niolán. Ahora nosotros los fleteros nos está costando bastante entrar y poder salir con nuestras máquinas de allá de Niolán. Yo le pido al señor Elodio Aragón que otra vuelta él pueda poner su mano como siempre lo ha hecho en mandar a componer otra vuelta al camino, sea embutido, mandar 2, 3 compost, porque este señor don Kevin no se pone a pensar, sino solo se pone a actuar como si estuviera, bueno, no sé qué es su mente de él, solo hizo desastre, el camino quedó horrible. Ahorita uno viene de Orange, tienes que venir despacio en segunda, ¿cuánto combustible quemas? ¿Cuántas cosas pueden suceder en el camino si vienes duro? Puedes voltearte porque el camino está horrible.
Está feo.
Y otra cosa, 7 máquinas, imagínense si lo podía hacer en tantos años.
Sí.
¿Por qué ahora que vienen las elecciones en un día manda 7 máquinas?
Solo quiere mostrar.
Nosotros nos estamos dando cuenta aquí en Santa Marta que es justicia quererse agandallar de la noche a la mañana.
Eso es.
Cosas, como quien decía, él se quiere volver el héroe. Pero no, nosotros sabemos que Mr. Aragón siempre ha luchado y ha trabajado por nuestra aldea. Y estoy agradecido también con la comitiva que ha luchado y han luchado diariamente para nuestro bienestar aquí en Santa Marta. Muchas gracias y que Dios le bendiga y adelante con el jurisdicción.
Gracias,
señor.
señor. You know, Noble, and this is the thing, you know.
It took 5 years for you to put that road to a standard where people could travel and reach Santa Marta in 20 minutes. They take 1 day
for destroying
and destroyed all that work.
And Noble, the thing with this is that anybody who knows something about road works, Noble, you have to compact that. You have to have your
With a rain, you know that a hurricane is in Central America. Will be affected.
Anybody digging that thing and just watch a disaster. But anyway.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, good morning, sir. Morning, Minister.
Yeah, morning.
Morning, Mr. Pitt.
It's a very rainy day in Peace, especially here in the Joab, and I cannot understand how the municipal leaders and ones to be representatives will ever send the amount of grader with some white flags in our constituency, the best of our streets and all in our villages.
This was a show. It was a show only, and
I think Ministry of Works should issue a letter to him and issue him a bill for Ministry of Works can repair that disaster that they created.
Yeah. Certainly, I agree that I already spoke to the engineer here. But what happened, brother, that at this time, whatever material, because they should have better material, whatever material put out due to the heavy equipment and the rain at this time, it's very difficult.
You can't work. No work can be done now.
Can't work, right? So we are just hoping that something goes today and tomorrow, see what we can have done with the area. But unfortunately for us, they will continue, and we just have to live it because of this nature, right?
Right.
But I will say this, and I will to everybody, that the Honorable Elodio Aragon Jr., here representative of Orange Walk East, will return to the National Assembly.
That's not a maybe.
Huh?
That's not maybe.
That's all about it. And I am saying this to the regional people. I am voting the United Democratic Party and my area representative because the future of my children, my grandchildren, and most important, my beloved country believes is on stake if we should put it in the hands of the People's Party, the most corrupt party that have ever been in government, who have never shown an infrastructure or any love to the Belizean people. All they want to do is to have people that can get hands out to people, that people will be forced to support them, and we Belizeans do not need that. We need someone who will teach us the fish so we can fish, that we can buy our own goods and fish and make our own business and do our own thing, and do not have to run to any political personnel to give any assistance.
Correct.
I will let you guys do that. I am not a very good speaker or whatever they criticize me, but it doesn't matter what I put my message go across and saying that the PUP is not good for this country of Belize. Good morning.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
No, ma, and you can express yourself well. Don't worry about it.
You know, and normally, so definitely, you know, and sometimes you look at these things and there's no love there, you know, because you have to understand. I'll tell you, you know, I never know nothing about road. I'll be frank with you, but having been there, nobody learn one.
Over a period of time,
over a period of
exactly.
time, that what has to be done, and it has to be done properly, you know. And we've always done. When we go do work, we do our best in terms of trying to do what is necessary to ensure we have good roads, you know.
I remember the time when the roads were graded through the summer,
Yeah.
and the dust came and so, and you had the water truck went bad. The dust that was created, instead of this guy providing water to wet the things, he started to criticize. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning, Noble Minister.
Morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning, sir. You're on the air. You're on the air.
Listening to the complaints of the people, especially those that are suffering the bad work of the person who wants to represent the East, I think we have gotten a preview of how destructive he can be.
He will be.
Noble, politics is not really about winning a vote, but it's about bettering the lives of the people you serve. The acts of this gentleman, I won't disrespect him like the previous caller.
Yeah.
But the acts of this gentleman really talk for him to himself.
It speaks volumes.
He does not care about the people. He cares about winning a vote, which is two different things. Some people might say, oh, that is the same thing. But you see, he's just trying to create that perception.
Yeah.
That's what he has said. He said politics is about perception. So he's just trying to create that perception in the people to believe that he's doing something for them. When at the end of the day,
He's doing it for himself.
more problems for the people. I mean, the people of Pasadena area, and I'm one of those that traverse those streets in the Pasadena area, and the people get angry. I can tell you that. I have that firsthand. Some of them were already planning to come out. If he would have taken another grader back there, and they were already talking about standing up in front of those graders so that they was not going into their street. You know, this is what the people are talking about. They will not allow politicians, especially somebody like Kevin Bernard, to interrupt or to put anything that will interrupt their lives.
Yeah.
Especially in this time of politics, because that is what he's doing, you know. And again, I think a caller from Santa Marta said it, you know, whole time he could have done something for them.
Exactly.
And the last week he brings 7 graders.
Exactly. He could have fixed all the streets in Orange Rock. All the while he was 9 years he has been there. 9 years. You could have been take 1 year, he could have been take each grader and bring it.
We have the Abelardo Lives in Orange Rock South. You and Minister could remember when he was complaining about the money used for Sugar Road.
Yes. They have 7 grader there.
And he was talking about, oh, that money is not enough, and that money will not fix any Sugar Road, and that money will not do enough, and a big bunch of complaints that he took out because of that. No, in one day, in 1 week, he took out 7 graders that could have fixed all those Sugar Roads that he was complaining about. You see, it's not about the lives of the people they serve. It's about getting a vote.
Yep.
That's it. Creating that perception of getting a vote. Minister, I can tell you that myself and my family will vote for week, November 11th, because we believe that you have, and we know that you have, and you have proven yourself that you have all the will to serve the people of the East. I think I listened to the leader of the opposition and talking about foreign investors, but yet they criticize you because you brought foreign investors to Orange Rock East.
They're not foreign investors, Carla. They're Belizeans.
Local investors.
Yes, they are
Investors, yeah.
but it's money that came
That were not there.
to believe to build something that will help in the lives of the people, especially those around the area, which is the people of Carmelita.
Right.
You know, this is what we need. They are using as their political propaganda why the papaya, the United Democratic Party government allows the papaya industry to get out of Belize, and why the United Democratic Party government allow the free zone to close.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I think I saw somebody saying on Facebook that, you know what, all this thing was done because of the same people who manage and own this industry.
Correct.
They decided that in Belize they can no longer, their profit margin was getting a little thin.
Yeah.
So they decided, you know what, we cannot continue in Belize. So the profit margin did not get thin because of the government.
It was a hurricane that hit them and destroyed a lot of their plantations.
Exactly. You know, they start losing money on their investment. So what will you do, Noble? Continue staying in a country where you think that you cannot stretch more, go to somewhere else and pay less for job for wages.
Yeah.
That is what it is. You
Yeah.
understand? So we need to stick with who we know. We need to vote with who we know. We cannot take this life, not at this point of time, not in the time of a world that is in crisis, because Belize is part of this world, and we need to put leaders that will better the lives of the people of Belize. You know, Minister, I am ready to vote, first God, and I want to ask everybody out there to infect your vote. You know, remember, if you're infected with COVID, you cannot be able to vote.
Yeah.
And even if you are placed on self-quarantine, you will not be able to come out to vote until tested. You know, we know about people around the Orange Rock that are infected. I hope we don't see them out there.
It happened during the nomination.
Yes. You know, so I want to, Minister, assure you that you have my vote, my family vote, and we will be there on Wednesday next week, strong, to support the United Democratic Party. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
too, thank you.
Carla. Yeah, well, normally, you know, time really the fly too, but
it's only this
but you
is
say-
a complaints board.
I think so. Definitely that.
But
and
you see the actions of this guy that and he said it right. This guy said it right. You do it for a vote. How many years has he been there? 9 years. And he took one day and take so much grader and start to push him, trying to grade the streets in the car.
it's all about show normally.
But why not do it when it rain, brother?
You know, and just like with the driver's license we give out, these things
Well,
are wrong, you know. And the whole series of things.
Corruption at its best. Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm just calling to beg up the minister.
Okay.
I'm calling from Palma.
Okay.
I would like to get the pantry that he gave during the most needed times in the village. He gave the pantry despite the people's political affiliation.
Okay.
And he also did install some lights in much needed area in the village. And also I would like him to thank him especially for fixing up the main road that's used a lot by workers, villagers, and etc. Right? So just coming to say thank you on behalf of the Palmar people and to keep up the good work.
All right. Thank
Thank
you,
you
Carla.
too. Thank you.
Carla.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
People are seeing your work, you know. Although, you know, the mayor, his campaign call and cries, Aragon has done nothing in the east. Aragon has done nothing for the people of the east.
He not
He
live
has
the east,
abandoned
so
this one,
he
abandoned
not
that
live the
one.
east, so he not know where he go on Noble.
Like-
And the sad thing with it too, Noble, you know, when I look at him, you know, you look at his actions because he is still the mayor. He's supposed to don't resign from that post, running
Exactly.
for him.
Exactly.
for
He
Standard
abandoned a post to try vie for another. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Hello, Mr. Noble.
Morning.
Buenos días, ministro.
Yeah, buenos días, buenos días.
Yo le quería felicitar del buen trabajo que ha hecho aquí en Palmar. Y puedo decir que 5 años que usted ha estado en puesto, ningún PUP lo ha hecho. Y estoy agradecida con usted por todo lo que ha hecho aquí en la aldea y también para los jóvenes que están consiguiendo educación. Gracias a su ayuda de usted pueden seguir estudiando. Y también le quiero agradecer que ha compuesto las calles, ha hecho mucho aquí.
Yeah.
Estas elecciones vamos a votar red y le puedo asegurar que vamos a ganar.
All right, gracias. Muchas gracias. Yeah.
When I heard the mayor saying that they're not gonna know UDP the Palmar, not the PUP.
You know,
But he
Palmar-
has been, but his hallmark is being he lies a lot. That is his hallmark, to tell people lies, goes around and spread lies. He goes to Carmelita and spreads lies all over the place,
Yeah.
campaigning on lies. You don't do that, man. Do that,
And
be a man.
They're in a desperation mode right now, Noble.
Have another call. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Noble. Good morning, Minister.
Yeah, morning.
I would just like to applaud the Minister for all the hard work and commitment he has been showing for the people of Orange East for a long, long time. It's not like Kevin Bernard, who all he has done basically nothing. You know, he's campaigning, trying to criticize what the minister has been doing, while the CUP and Kevin Bernard have done absolutely nothing for the people of Orange East. But now he's campaigning on false promises. Listen, I know the East is not fooled. You know, the evidence is there, Minister. It's right there. I'm going to say it is presented as all the work that you have been doing, and people could say that. People could say that you are committed to the Orange East and you will continue to work for them. Now you come, one man come from Norway and they promise all kind of land, house, blah, 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 all kind of things. You know, I really want to apply, to ask the people East to don't be fooled. Don't base on promises, based on things that you have seen, action, man of action. You know, you have been proving, you prove that, you have been proving that you are hard worker, and I know you will continue to do so. But really and truly, and the good part, the minister, the evidence is there. Everybody know and can see all the development that you have been doing for the Orange East. And a typical example is in Palmar. For years and years, the CUP have done nothing for Palmar because they feel like, oh, we don't need to do nothing there because the people they want still support.
The PUP, correct.
Yes, you know, but you have said no. You have been developing. You have tried to get the college in Palmar. You have been doing. You fixed up the bleach. I don't even need to go on because, like I said, the people they they know what you have been doing, and you will continue to work for the entire community in Palmar. And so I am asking people to don't be fooled by Kevin coming into the village like you said last minute and all of a sudden with empty hands. These people have no heart. You see them in Palmar with their empty hand in a time like this when people have need. But you see the big Kevin Bernard poster here, the big flags there. You know that money, you know, this is why I said they people have no heart, man. You know, people need right now, Minister, and you are the opposite, you have a heart. And that's why you have went beyond the capacity. You never did rely on the government sources to provide for people of Orange. So again, Minister, thanks for all the work that you have been doing, and I'm sure that you will continue to do it. And like again, I applaud and I ask the Orange voters, everybody, please don't be fooled. The man do absolutely nothing for you guys for so many years. What will make us feel like he will do something if you win? What? So like again, the minister have proved that. So again, thanks, Minister, and continue the hard work and all the best. And I'm sure that you will be victorious coming November 11th. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Carla.
I want to ask the guys in the control room maybe what they can do when the callers are calling. Maybe we can scroll through some of the pictures that we have. Because while I'm a handsome guy and Minister is a handsome guy, now people want to say
the work because we can talk about this.
Work,
We can talk about the work
we
that
want to show, but the calls are coming in and we will not ignore the callers.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get their point in. So, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. So, Minister,
so there's a lot of work. When I tell you a lot, I don't think this will never be able to discuss this. And
good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good
morning, Noble. Good morning, Minister.
Yeah, morning.
Sir.
So, by Kevin Bernard said that no UDP in a Palmar. You know why? Because when he comes to visit Palmar, he doesn't visit all the houses. He only visits select houses. And the houses he's selecting to visit are the PUP. So, of course, he will never say that Palmar has UDP. But guess what? Palmar is very strong when it comes to the UDP and for the support of Minister Elodio Aragon. And I'll tell you why. Aragon came just a couple months ago and he gave the streets here in the summer, or he graded the streets here in the summer. He graded it here a couple weeks ago. He has been giving out pantries to the community members here in Palmar. He has been active here in Palmar. He has been giving school grants to students here in Palmar. And that is more than I can say for the other candidate who is choosing to run for the East. And it's a sad thing because, like previous callers have said, they're only there for the vote. They're not there for the people. And that is where the difference lies. Mr. Aragon is there for the people. Because I know he goes to PUP house and he goes to UDP house and he talks to every single individual who stops him on the street and has a conversation with them. And I want to applaud you, Mr. Aragon, for doing that. Because it shows that you are truly a son of the East. Because you have the East in mind. And come November 11th, note that I will vote for the UDP and for Mr. Elodio Aragon.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you for those awards. No.
Yeah. So people are seeing, like I said, the people are seeing the work. The people know the work that you have put in. There had been a lot of talk out there because everybody wants you.
Yeah.
Everybody wants you to go eat at their house or go visit them at their home, and so, which is simply it's not physically possible for you if you are looking after the affairs, getting these things labbing in Belwapan and still providing the services. No. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You're live.
Yo solo quiero felicitar al ministro Elodio Aragón por el gran trabajo que está haciendo, atendiendo a la gente con su pancho en lugar de andar poniendo placas, banderas. El dinero lo está invirtiendo para ayudar a la gente, la comunidad del este, con provisión, porque la gente lo necesita durante esta pandemia. Yo lo felicito y le digo que UDP all the way.
Gracias.
All right, thank you. Gracias.
That pantry program, Minister, that was a brainchild of yours, and that not happened just the other day because of COVID.
For 5 years, I tell you.
You have been pushing that pantry program. In fact, you have a whole staff dedicated just to pantry.
Right.
That they prepare it. They have to get the items, prepare them, bag them, and then distribute it to the people. And you started with I think 200 first, and it has doubled now. Now
Yeah.
you're doing a lot. What, close to 1,000 now, no?
I know what we give out is that we have a program which basically caters to the really
The
those
needy, yeah.
And because of the COVID, for when COVID come, we have augmented that number to try to reach out to a lot more people because
It's a
you
time
know,
of need, yeah.
the need is there and it's really needed.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. This is the Sugar City Morning Show. You're live.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. You're live. You're live.
I want to be with Mr. Aragon for Carmelita. It was the job that he ever do in Carmelita.
Uh-huh.
And I hope to the people who are hearing this, vote for Mr. Aragon, the wonderful job that he does in Carmelita. And I hope the people watch what he is doing and open their eyes and be wise of what he is doing for 5 years where he has sit down in his chair right now. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, and I want to pick up Mr. Aragon, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Carla.
Thank you, caller.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, the pantry, like I was saying, the other guy came, I think, during COVID, and I know for a fact you have been doing this, and we have never heard about it. People never hear at Aragon they give out pantry to people. We never see you with the pose with pictures with nobody because you're giving a pantry, and this has been happening for the past 5 years. Lo and behold, here comes Kevin, and
Give
I
out
saw a
one pantry,
picture. He
no?
give out one pantry. It's only small bags with some blue bags, and big celebration and picture taking and everything. That shows the quality of a leader, you know. That shows, if you are giving me something, if you are giving it from the heart, my brother, you are telling me, you are pull me in a corner, give me, and quiet about it. Don't make big halabaloo about something that you're giving me because you want to gain political miles about it. No, man, that's nonsense. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, good morning.
Yes,
Morning.
morning.
You're live.
Yeah. Good morning, Minister Aragon.
Yeah, morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Nolan.
Morning, sir.
This is Todd. I'm calling to congratulate the Minister Aragon for his good 5 years, the development and progress we could see in the north, the transformation in the east, the transformation that he has done in Santa Marta, Carmelita, Tobahil, Champarage, Palmar, and also in Louisiana and the whole entire country of Belize, or in Jack as well. Mr. Aragon, you have done quite awesome work for these past years. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, you're on the air.
We're listening to you, sir.
Okay, then also know Kevin Bernard is not an option for the East. He abandoned Orange Jack as a mayor, and now he wants to run to represent the East, which he will be rejected.
That's right.
The reason why John Briseno put Kevin Bernard for run for the East because he's the mayor of Orange Jack and he can play with Orange Jack's money. That's why the reason is that the garbage has been piled up in Orange Jack town. And he wants to go there last minute with 7 grenades and try to trick the people as usual. That cannot work. The people of the East will reject him November the 11th, 2020, and also after 27 years, Johnny Briseno will be rejected from Orange Jack Central. 27 years, Johnny has done nothing for Orange Jack Central, and he has done nothing for the entire country of Belize. It's a shame of Johnny and Kevin Bernard. They are very desperate and promising and having done no kind of work. Kevin Bernard abandoned the Orange Jack town as a mayor, and now he wants to go and represent the East. I'm asking the people from Santa Marta, Carmelita, Tobahil, Champarage, Palmar, Louisiana, make we unite together as one, and make we move forward with the UDP, the United Democratic Party, with Elodio Aragon Jr. He's the man of the East. He's the man that has bring development and progress in 5 years, 35 years. We haven't seen no kind of development in the East, thanks to Mr. Aragon and you, the people that put him to represent our villages. Let the work continue with Mr. Aragon. When November the 11th comes, let us all unite and move forward with more development so that the East could progress. Kevin Bernard is not an option, people. He personally said from his mouth, yo no necesito barro, yo no necesito UDP, yo no necesito agape, y como hoy necesita la gente que vote para él.
Yeah.
Now he needs the people, for the people to vote for him. And when could Kevin do something with other people? He needs the people. So when he talks about he doesn't need Barrow, he doesn't need Gabarrega, and he doesn't need the UDP, it's a lie. Now he wants to lie the people of the East and sneak in there and collect a big salary like Julio Mendes has done, and the previous representative has done, like the Burgos has done, and the Arab representative that has been representing the East, they haven't done nothing for the East. Thanks to you, Mr. Aragon, thanks to you, the people of the East have elected you to represent them, and now we could see that 5 years that you have done in development and progress. So, people, I ask with my heart, come out the 11th of November and vote for Elodio Aragon Jr. and also for Denny Graham for Ridgewood Central, also for Lupe Magalia for the South and the North. We also would like you to vote for Carlos Satina, 4 dynamic young youths as leader of Ridgewood and the country of Belize. You deserve another 5 more years plus, Mr. Ron. You have proven yourself the best of what you have given to them, the people of the East. Thank you very much. I don't want to take much time of you, but we will see 4 representatives emerging from Ridgewood the 11th of November. Thanks to the people of the East, South, Central and North. Adelante con el UDP. Nothing stopping us now from development and progress. Kevin Bernard is not an option. Reject him. Reject him, people of the East. Thank you very much. I have a splendid day.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
Thank you, Carla.
Good speech from a podium, no? Campaign speech. Yeah. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you, Carla, for those words. Yeah.
But indeed, Minister, we came here to show all the development that you said.
But, you know,
of course, it's on your screens if you're watching television. If you're on Facebook, you will also see all the programs and the projects that you embarked on and delivered for the people. We have another call. Carla, good morning. This is the Sugar City Morning Show. You're on the air.
Hola, buenos días.
Buenos días.
¿Cómo están todos?
Bien, bien.
Estamos bien, gracias.
Me alegro.
¿Listos para ganar?
Estoy llamando de Carmelita.
Okay.
Quería decirles a todos que por favor voten por Mr. Elodio Aragon Jr., que él ha hecho un buen trabajo acá. Yo como una joven, yo lo he visto. Él ha ayudado bastantes jóvenes que están estudiando. Él ha ayudado a pagar cuentas en las escuelas. Él ha hecho un buen trabajo acá con las escuelas que se construyó. Con lo que él ha estado haciendo, ha estado prosperando la aldea.
Okay.
Y quiero decirles a todos que por favor no sean ciegos, que no se dejen cegar por las propuestas que están haciendo el PUP, propuestas falsas, que todo lo único que quieren es robar el futuro de las aldeas, quieren robar a la gente.
¿Usted sabe dónde se iba a hacer la estación de policía en Carmelita?
Sí, yo sé por qué también no se hizo esta estación acá.
Ok, porque
Yo sé por qué se tuvo que mover de un lugar a otro. Yo sé, yo como joven yo me he dado cuenta. Yo no sé cómo las personas que han estado, están más mayores que yo, ya son adultos por más, no se pueden dar cuenta de eso.
sí, porque ese terreno pensaron que era de la comunidad y un CAD lo tiene,
Sí,
propiedad.
Sí, así pasó. Sí va a ser allá y cuando se dieron cuenta que el mismo community center está bajo de nombre de una persona.
Ajá.
No es que nosotros queramos difamar a las personas, pero así esa es la realidad.
Es la verdad.
Y en segundo lugar, por eso bastante están molestos y así, pero ¿qué podemos hacer? Nosotros no teníamos la culpa, nosotros no sabíamos de eso. El odio no sabía de eso.
Correcto.
Pues,
Gracias por su apoyo.
¿Disculpe?
Gracias por su apoyo y gracias por ver qué es la realidad en el suelo y también por notar los cambios y el desarrollo que se ha hecho en Carmelita por causa del señor Elodio Aragón.
Sí, no hay problema. Muchísimas gracias y que viva el rojo.
Yeah, gracias. Yep. Well, Noble, definitely, I feel good when we hear these callers because it shows that, they have this, they're ready to give us that support, that new mandate in terms for the work to continue, Noble, because, today we come and talk about the record of accomplishments, Noble, and what is in this book is what we have done for the people of Orange Walk East, and definitely there's a lot more other things that we
These are not pictures that were drawn by an artist. These are not pictures that were taken down from the internet. These are what's on the ground.
And these are major. We have major projects. We have other projects that are there, Noble, but tremendous amount. And I will ask the community of us that we send these out to every household, Noble, as much as possible for people to get a copy so they could look at the record of accomplishment. A lot of people don't know because, some people don't live the East, so they don't really know what is happening and transpiring in the East.
Well, the wannabe representative not living at East.
But Noble, tremendous work and some of the major infrastructures that we have done, man, in terms of jobs, in terms of the education, Louisiana School, the Santa Marta Preschool, we had the preschool at Carmelita, we're having the new high school in Carmelita. Likewise, I mean,
police
in and
station
of itself are big projects for education. When you're looking at the police station for Carmelita that will serve all our communities, and not just for Carmelita, it's going to serve all our communities, just like the high school, just like the other schools.
That would be closer to Champagne Ridge and Tower Hill than the
exactly.
one in Town. So quick response.
When you look at the roundabout, a lot of people, they pass around the roundabout and don't know how those things came about,
Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to be on the air, please.
You're on the air, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Rabon. Good morning, Mr. Noble.
Good morning, sir.
What's here? Mr. Rabon, Mr. Noble, I just want the Belizean people to please remember it's the same people, the same faces from the PUP, that so-called leader of the opposition. The same one will stand up and tell the same faces when they're right there. We will bring back the money we will thief from the country. And now it's still the back up and we talk about vote. They got new plans. New plans. We passed the $30 million down. Now, one man get it. For what? Who they pay it back? $3.34 million gone. The man said the court may have to pay. And he never paid. Somebody above the court, which is the Supreme Court, they write it off. I mean, that person business to that are killed. I know we see the same faces there, but again, when they tell you new PUP, that is same people be careful. All the land there and so on here they talk about that they see one grab and done with them. Find out who won the majority in a progresso. That he won here.
that he want here. And one investigation should come. How Chihuahua supposed to own one piece of land in a Paramount? That place was given for the Indians in 1936.
Yeah.
The Indians and the future generation, in another part of generation, in and if no a close relative of the village of San Jose Paramount. But yet I understand you want one piece of land. And you got young people right at Paramount can't get one piece of land for one. That's the one we must be careful, and if they should get in there, what do you think will happen, man? So we have to be with our leader of the East, the man of tomorrow and the after, and always vote for the UDP Belizeans if you want our country to continue the progress that we are going on. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla.
Yes, Noble. And so like what we were saying,
The
major
roundabout,
projects.
that roundabout is aesthetically pleasing when you come into the Orange Walk. If you look, well, you can't physically look at it from above unless you take a picture, but it looks very nice, and it is well kept. People don't know how that happened. They must think that.
But they really give a good view coming into the town, and like that we have many major projects. In terms when we want to talk about light expansion. I mean, I don't think anybody gets so much lights up already in any given period than what we have done in all our villages. No, and even in the town, Pasadita area, etc. We have been loving and pushing for these things. Drainage, water expansion. Just look at water expansion over there. In terms of villages like Palmar, like Santa Marta, not everybody had the basic necessity as water. They have that now. In terms of Pasadita area, we put in big money in that area to expand
new expansion
water in that area for water. Lights the same way. The road infrastructure, and we have a lot of other major construction works that we have done. A lot of people not see it because
this in Pasadita. The images you're seeing are Pasadita, where there was previously no potable water in those homes.
Right.
And people have been living there for some time.
Yes, of course, and then they have to get water elsewhere, but they don't have their own meters and all of these things, but now those things are changing. And apart from that, nobly, when you look at when we talk about light infrastructure, we're going down in terms of the expansion project we have done in Carmelita, when new lights gone up, etc. And all the other villages get them piece. Even the town has gotten a lot of new lights, Palmar, you name it. Tremendous work. Another big work we have done for this whole east and the town. When you look at the transfer station, in Champa Ridge, a lot of investment down there, Then things don't just happen for happen. It happens because at the end of the day, it is your representative and your government working for the people. And we have done the strip, you name the big projects that we have, the expansion projects, the road work projects, all the sporting complex project in terms of Sandy Field and many other.
That Sandy Field was an excellent project there. It was much needed there. That was just a Sandy Field.
Right. You look at the community centers, man. All of these things that we have done, Noble. People can't say that, that just happened. It happened because it happens. It happens because we have to really push, lobby, and have the vision, that commitment to empower people in terms of, like we have said, everything that I've done has to have an impact in our community, whether the jobs we talk about, whether the education for young people, whether the sports and bleachers and lights for football fields. It is because we have to think that we have to ensure that our young people have
they're
positive
engaged,
outlet and engage. When you talk about expansion of light, water, roads, new roads, nobly upkeep of roads, that is because we want to ensure that our infrastructure is there for the people, and better quality of life.
Good morning, SugarCity Morning Show. You are on there.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
I am Miss Daisy Gonzalez.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Daisy. It's like Santa Marta.
I want to give thanks to the minister for being part of Santa Marta.
Okay.
And I am really appreciate the work that he has already done here at village. And I really.
Hello. We're listening to you.
I really want to thank you, sir.
Okay.
And I want to pick up you for the good job that you have already done here. And we are strongly supporting you
Excellent.
UDP all the way.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Carla.
Daisy Gonzalez,
Thank you, Daisy. I appreciate those things.
all the way
those
from
words
Santa
and
Marta.
stuff. And, Noble, and
uh,
everything we do, man, everything we do has to have that impact for our people. Because listen, any idea, Noble, we there, I always tell people, in this life we'll come and we'll go. And the important thing is what we can leave behind for our country and our people. I think that is what we have to look at, and the commitment here that we have, Noble, in the East that I have for the people here, Noble, is steadfast, it's strong, it's real. This is the commitment I've made for the people because I truly believe in what I do, and I love what I do in terms of trying to reach out and assist our community and our people. And I think in this country, Noble, that is why I've always said it. When you compare the PUP and the UDP, man, the decision is simple. It is a United Democratic Party that has a love for this country, that stands by its people always. And this is what we need. We need a young, dynamic leadership that looks out for the people of this country. And I always believe, and I will always say, with good leaders, great things will come. You put leaders out there where we're not fit and proper, and we will then pay the price for those things. And Johnny Briseño and all of those old politicians, in terms of those who were there and part and parcel of the most corrupt era in this country, that was under the PUP and at Johnny Briseño's leadership. Noble, these people should have done the right thing and resigned from there on and moved on and allowed for new blood
Young
to come
people
in who want to make a difference. And that is why the PUP has not been able to win. There is no confidence under the leadership of Johnny Briseño. And I say that, Noble, because that is the truth. And people must understand these things. And right now, Noble, the stewardship of this country in terms of what has transpired under the leadership of the UDP, man, people consider infrastructure not only here and there, but all over this country. People can feel that love in terms of the education, the push that we are doing in all areas, trying to move things forward for the people. And you got a government that stands by you.
Minister,
during this COVID and all of that, man, you could look at all the aspects, Noble. Any day, I will be the first to tell you the UDP not perfect, man, but by far, it is a party that will do well for this country, and it is the right option right now for this general election.
I want to get into the nitty-gritty of one of the programs that you run, and just to give an idea of what the impact that it causes, the far-reaching effects of it. Sports. You were a sportsman back in the day. Right now you can't even bounce a ball, but when you get involved in something, you make it happen grand. Back then, you were the manager of, and you created the Police FC, and they went to win the championships. Then you came over, you brought that same energy to East with sports.
Yeah.
Louisiana Field, look at what is there now. It's you can say a state of the art. There, people stop go to People's Stadium.
Everybody want to go to Louisiana.
They went to Louisiana because Louisiana is such a nice.
Bull abandoned the stadium.
The stadium now, yeah, and he works at Louisiana. So, aside from that, you have been running a program called the Aragon's Christmas Program, Aragon Christmas Cup, which ran from 2014, I think, no?
Yeah.
Except this year was the only year that, because of COVID,
feel
could
that
not.
one, we feel that, yeah.
Minister, what goes into this? Prizes wise, what would you say? How much money you spend just in the prizes?
We spend about $9,000. Put it 10,000 cash.
Just
prize.
the prizes.
Just the cash prize, and then we look at the talk about the amount of money that takes to run these things. But the important thing is being able
every
to
week you have to
organize it. You have to pay for the refs, the police.
You have to mobilize.
You have to mobilize. You have to have the music or whatever we do has to be organized. And
it has been a success, by the way.
It's been a success.
A lot of people miss it.
Yes, they miss it every time I meet some young guys out there.
What happened?
Where they go, amen, when we do this. And Noble, I have done that, Noble, and I will tell you this. Across the country, got no other tournament with that amount of cash prize.
Yeah.
The only one we can match up to us is the FIFA paid PLB and things like that when it comes to cash prize. And we run a solid tournament. And I've done that normally because I have seen the importance of sports for young people. I care about these things. I remember my days in a sportsman. It helped to build my character. It helped to build my sportsmanship. It allowed me to meet other young people. It allowed me to lead a healthy life. It did a lot of great things for me. Interactions, that social interaction that you go through in sports, discipline, you name it. So it goes a long way. And that is why when I organize the Aragon's Christmas Cup, I do that because I know it goes a long way for young people. It goes a long way for community. People could come out and rally with them and are watching kids play ball, or, rally with the teams. There are whole dynamics it brings. And that is why we built the bleachers and the bathroom facility at the Louisiana. And I want to make people know right now, we have built not only there, we have built all over the place, Carmelita, Palmar, Sandy Field,
only Santa Marta left.
and we have put up lights in, I think, in every single village we have gotten there. And I want people to know.
Can you tell us the cost of one of these lights?
Right now, these lights, right now we try to put up low LED lights because they have a guarantee of 2 years that they give us, and apart from that, they are like 50% less in terms of the use
consumption of electricity.
And that is important. And what is happening likewise, nobly in the bleachers, this next term, I want to build new bleachers in the rest of the villages that don't have, because I think it's important for the community. Apart from that, yes, only Tower Hill left and Santa Marta and Champan Ridge, 3 areas that need, right? Apart from that, Noble, I would like to see the renovations of the existing bleachers, starting with Louisiana football field. I will redo that because in terms of, we just need for put some more work on it. Because every 2 years, 3 years, normally I have to replace boards, and I want to know, having the new concept in terms of what we have done at Sandy Field. I want to upgrade all of these bleachers. And when I mean all the existing ones that we have in terms of Palmar, Carmelita, Louisiana, and those other trees that we have not have, the 3 villages, we want to also install new bleachers. I think that is my goal, and I think it's very achievable, and it's just a matter for us to get done and organize it and get it done. So
I wanted to put an actual figure to these things, Minister, because people only see it and they don't know. I also want light.
Yeah.
I was asking, one of these lights are valued at over $1,500.
Yes, man. Yes, definitely.
One. In a field you install 8.
You put 6, depending.
6.
Yeah.
The least you put that 6.
That's 6. Yeah.
So you're talking about 6 that are $10,000 in each field, just in lights.
That is the basic, like in the villages. In other areas, like in Louisiana, we have about 12 lights up.
12.
There, I think.
So
Yeah.
if you look at it,
lights.
it looks okay. They're just lights. When you put a dollar figure to these things, then you understand the magnitude of investment that goes in there.
And then the upkeep
and it's
has
not
to be
government
done
money.
Yeah.
That's what people need to know.
And one of the greatest strengths I have is being able to organize and make things happen.
You like beg too.
Well, we have to. We have to.
You have
beg
people
for
that support you.
We have people who have that confidence in me, Nobly, and I will tell you this. I feel so proud to know that we have done these things that will impact our community. That is the greatest gift I could get, knowing that, listen, man, we have done something out of nothing. And it's all about having that gunners, that commitment to see things through. This is not about show.
You have a vision first,
and
you
exactly.
set yourself to
this
get
is
it
not
done.
about show, and this is not about false promises. I've always told the people of the East is that I'm straight. If I could help you, I will help you. If I can't, I will let you know. And I will always try. And I'm only human, like I tell people. I'm not something that I got a magic wand that everything I want, it happens, But at the end of the day, Noble, my track record in terms of the work that we have done, in terms of the record of our accomplishments, speaks for itself, Noble. This is a work day in and day out in terms of doing something for our community, and never, like I've told people for the last 30 years, put it together. Anybody dares me, put it together. PUP and UDP representatives cannot compare their work together in 30 years than what we have done in 5 years. And that's because we're serious for the work. We are serious in terms of when we talk about empowerment of our people, in just the jobs. And you look at the major projects that we have done, man, in 5 years, we have never seen that kind of major development in the East. Now you talk about the other projects,
Sure. Good morning. This is the SugarCity Morning Show. You're on the air.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
It's very glad to be up Mr. Aragon. And thank God for the good work we do that RBC. I hope you just keep it up.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you. Thank you for those words.
You know, we have done.
UDP, of course.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just let everybody know, just make them vote UDP.
All right.
Thanks. Yeah, definitely Noble, and Carmelita is one of the villages we have done a tremendous work, but it's not only about Carmelita, you know. The police station is for all the villages. Quicker response to Santa Marta. You know, sometimes people
So it's a
call.
high school, no?
Yes, you know, and the high school are for the entire east and the whole town. You know, when you look at the factory, the Carmelita will benefit tremendously, but the town will benefit because the amount of workers and the kind of workers that they will need will lend itself to the development of the entire district of Orange Walk and this country. So
I think I saw, well, there's an interview with one of the persons from management. I said
Yeah.
that this will impact not just Orange Walk, and so it will impact also the Corozal district.
Right.
It's the entire north. So that just speaks to the amount and the amount of work, that jobs that will be created
right.
by that company. Good morning. This is the Sugar City Morning Show. Lower your TV. Lower your radio. When you call, just lower your radio or your television so that we don't get that feedback. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning. Good morning, you're live on good morning.
I like to the officer everyone.
Okay.
Keep up the good work in the Orange office.
All right, thank you.
And morning to everyone working today.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carla. Yes, man, and so Noble, and even in terms of the big projects that we have done, and even the things that I've done on an annual basis, like our Christmas program, our Mother's Day program, our sporting programs, like in the Aragon's Christmas Cup. Noble, all of
You
these
don't run
things
one in
lend
the
itself.
in the Sunday field as well. This young man.
Oh well, we just started last year, and that is where we decided to do
To invest in that,
in Sandy Field
Sandy
because
Field.
we saw the importance.
What's
of
the
it,
young
no?
man's name? Mr.
I think Danny.
Balan.
Yes.
Balan, Mr. Danny Balan. He's a young leader in that community. He organizes these tournaments.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. You're live.
UDP all the way with Mr. Elodio Aragon Jr.
All right.
All right.
Even though I am not at the East, Mr. Elodio, even I will vote for Mr. Carlos Cetina. But I want to tell the East that you have made a great job at the East. Even though, you know, I haven't met you in person, but I have seen every job that you have made. UDP all the way with Mr. Elodio Aragon.
Thank you, Carla. People want to support you, but when they stay with Carlos Cetina, you are win big the East anyway. So thanks, Carla. Thanks for those words. Yeah, we were talking about that Sunday feed. Now how it came about, what the idea for you to upgrade it the way it is. If people go around that area, it's a very nice. It's compact. It's small, no?
We don't put up the benches. Normally, everything is set. We inaugurated. The only thing where we left at the light, I spoke to the mayor and I asked him if he could please call me. He has to go and apply because it's in the town and it's
municipality owns it.
Municipality has to connect the light. I can't do that part. Up to now, it has not been done.
But
And
he
I
was on
asked if
Facebook
he
claiming
can
the whole project, and he want paint it. I don't
change
know,
the color and all of that. No?
paint it different colors. He doesn't realize that it's the community there, the community in Pasadena area that they were involved in this, actively
course.
involved in this project.
Nobly,
It's not just
it
you.
was- yeah, exactly. And
They
and
choose the
we
colors.
have
They
to
choose there
pick
for
up-
them.
And I think we have a sign there that highlights all the entities that assisted in making that a reality. Nobly. And I think one come full basket, and that is the whole concept. You know, power comes to the people if we unite
get involved,
to get
yes.
things done. Right?
Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. You're on the air. Buenos días.
Yes.
¿Este es el programa que está hablando?
Sí, está en el programa, está al aire.
Quiero felicitar a Miss Lupe Magaña.
Ok.
Estoy 100% con ella. UDP all the way.
Ok, muy bien.
Thank you, Carla.
Sigamos así, fuertes. The UDP has been, all in all, generally, quiet. This is on the kind of part that makes a lot of noise, like the PUP. I remember the ICJ, how it went. The ICJ, they make a lot of noise, and people say, oh, they were.
The PUP is
ICJ
all about perception and
yes,
fanfare
noise
and
and making
there.
just
That is all they
show,
have. That's all
smokes
they have,
and
though.
mirrors, yeah, because they don't have anything tangible to show. Good morning, you're on the air. This is the Sugar City Morning Show.
Morning.
Morning.
I want to congratulate Mr. Elodio Aragon. Mr. Elodio Aragon, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, sir.
Mr. Elodio Aragon, you are a true son of the East. You are not an implant from other constituencies that would be jumping from one area to end up in your area. You're a blood of the East. You know what the people of the East really need, what they want, what are their priorities. So come the 11th of November, my vote is sure for you because you're a true son of the East. We are true people of the East. UDP all the way because our future matters.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. I appreciate those words, no? Thanks.
Yeah, we were saying he puts $1,000 for the application for the electricity, which is his duty to do, and then he wants to claim the entire project that Sandy Field.
Yeah.
Much like he has done everywhere. People, a lot of noise and a lot of things has been done by the mayor, saying he has done this, done that. We have challenged him over and over again or people, just show us 3 projects, major projects that he has done, he has implemented in Orange Walk. 3. I think we got if we truth be told,
sure.
I'll give him a prize. But they cannot, because all the projects that have been done in Orange Walk have been done by central government.
That's right.
All of them.
Through
the Social Investment Fund.
Which is
He
government.
even claims the Santa Familia Road. No, the Santa Familia Street was built by the Social Investment Fund, central government. Good morning, Sugar City Morning Show. You're there.
¿Quién habla?
Está usted en Sugar City Morning Show. Hello. Está al aire. Está al aire, está en vivo en el Sugar City Morning Show.
¿Cómo esto es el morning show?
Sí, este es el Morning Show.
All right, solo quiero dar gracias a Mr. Aragon.
Ajá.
Acá. Hola, Mr. Noble, soy yo, Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Solo habla si.
Escuche, solo habla. Mr. Smith, just talk in the phone. Talk in the phone.
Okay, solo quiero dar gracias a Mr. Aragon, ¿no?
Okay. Mr. Smith de Palmar.
Que ha hecho ese bleachers acá en Palmar, ¿no?
Okay.
All right.
All right, Carla.
Habla porque estás estás al aire y no escuches la tele. Tú solo habla y estás al aire.
Okay, solo voy a dar gracias a Dios que hizo el bleachers acá en Palmar, ¿no?
Okay.
Y que siga trabajando haciendo bleachers en
Yeah.
sí. Sí, solo voy a gracias a Dios que por el trabajo que Mr. Aragon hace.
All right. Okay. Well, we appreciate that very much, Carla.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
What happens is some people speak on the phone, but they're
And they
waiting for
listen
the
to the
response to
response
the
on the
TV.
TV.
So it doesn't. If you speak on the phone, you can communicate because there's a delay, obviously, when the transmission with going on. So he goes and talks about he do this, he do that, claims the that part of the Santa Familia Street that was done with the drains and properly planned by central government through the Social Investment Fund. He claimed the Central Park putting they put how you call it, they put 3% of the total investment, and then he claimed the park, the Central Park, and renamed it. It was the Queen Elizabeth Park. Everybody knew that as a Queen Elizabeth Park. He changed it. It is under his purview. It is for the municipality, and he is the mayor, so he has that option to change it. Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning, you're on the air.
Mr. Honorable Elodio Ragón,
Yes, good
nadie
morning.
puede ganar allá en el este. Tú eres el número uno y un líder jamás será vencido. Unity hasta la muerte.
Yeah, gracias, gracias. Thank you, Carla.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
so
Noble, I
the,
know.
the projects, and you have it, you have anybody name 3 projects that Aragon has done. You can just turn around and look at what you have
Yeah.
done. You know, before you were in office, projects were being done by you. You had that portion of Liberty Avenue, upper portion, that
Yeah.
still stands up to now. That's from 2014.
Right, right.
That still stands.
A good work with
He gonna pave some streets. I think the 5 streets back in. I want to go by Cabbage Street then. I want to take a little circle by Cabbage Street and see the disaster. So holes up on the street. These are streets that were recently done. Was last year
Yeah.
during his campaign gimmicks. How can you compare that kind of work? How can you compare somebody that just talks the talk and never gets done and walk the walk? There is no chance, no way. And people out there are seeing this. They know what you're capable of. They know your work. They know what you have done. Sugar City Morning Show. Good morning. You're on the air.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Yo le voy a dar la respuesta de los 3 proyectos que ha hecho Mr. Aragón. Él ha hecho esto sobre el Community Center que aquí nunca falta. Y nosotros es un privilegio que tenemos trabajado y también en la carretera que tenemos que siempre él había compuesto, no en tiempos de lluvia. El hombre trabaja con inteligencia y sabemos que es un ministro que él siempre ha luchado por sacar a su gente adelante. Ahora estamos pidiendo adelante con ese camino que está bien feo. Pedimos que Mr. Aragón vea a su gente, como que ahora compongamos para que los niños puedan sacar su producto y nosotros aquí en Santa Marta. Estos son los proyectos que yo le puedo decir que este señor ha trabajado arduamente en el este. Y muchas gracias.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Gracias.
See, there you go. I wasn't asking about the things that you have done, but see, people just know and see what you have done.
Right.
But it's like night and day. Obviously, he comes there with a lot of talk and a lot of show, and you cannot gain over the people's confidence by doing this. And when you want to do something for political gain, and so the result, you have it right now. You have it right now. 9 years you have been the mayor of this town, and 1 week before election you send one amount of bulldozers, what how you call it, a convoy of bulldozers to work in an area. When the rain they come, somebody said that you just turn over the soil and then that became mud.
And you know,
That is not work,
anybody who do any kind of work will tell you, no, the road works, you have to know what you do to a certain extent, you know. And not just for graded. But
I don't
anyway,
know.
I
don't know.
I did watch you, no, I don't know if you follow time, but you know.
I think
guess
it's
we'll be
9:30
here
now.
All day, you know.
We came here to present these things. Well, they were shown on the thing. All the villages have a number of projects that you have done. They are outlined in this pamphlet that you have here. But Minister, let's go to the last page, which you have the future of the East. And then just you outline, read it out. I guess you can give your
definitely,
last
I
word
think
because
so.
it's 9:30.
Yes, of course.
Rahim want to go eat lunches, eh? Lunchtime
And
now.
some of the ongoing projects that we still have is the construction of the Louisiana Government School building. They could pass and see those. Of course, we have the construction of the new high school in Carmelita. The installation of the police station in Carmelita is underway. People there, it's up already. It's they're putting the partitions. They will paint it. All of these works are taking place. And the most important thing for me, is that the services of the police will be there for the entire community of Carmelita and the other villages at the east. Also, we have the contract has been basically looking, I think it's already been signed, if I'm not mistaken, for the construction of the state-of-the-art preschool in Santa Marta. That is close to $1 million.
Much needed, no?
Very, very needed in that school, and I feel proud for that. And also, Noble, we have to have a little idea down the road in terms of what we want to achieve in the next 5 years, and definitely we had the light project for Liberty Avenue that has already been approved.
If COVID never come, that may have done.
That may have done the up, and in terms of the collaboration with BL, I must pick up everybody in BL for that continued support and work. And it all comes down to relationships, Noble. But definitely we want to get that up for Liberty Avenue. We also want to continue with land expansions for the villages. That is very, very important for us because we want to continue to move these villages. We want to continue with light expansion and road improvements in the east. This is a thing that we have to do because it is needed, and new expansion areas open up, etc. We want to continue with the bleacher projects in all villages. And we want to upgrade the ones in town and those that are existing right now. We want to also look at new development area and lots of availability for families in the east town side. We have done a lot for the villages, and we had to do a lot for those villages because it's their land.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we have to also now focus on those people in the town. So
they need land as well.
Need land as well. So that is our priority right now, and these are the kind of things that I want to see. And these are not small projects. No, these will be serious projects that we want to achieve for this new term. We also continue with the expansion and new streets in villages, and of course, the town fixing up those that exist already. And of course, something that we never did, we're not able to achieve this term, and that is the construction of the Orange Walk East Polyclinic. I think it's very important. The land is there, and we are hopeful that we can get this and make it a reality for
find
people.
Funding for it, no?
And of course, we have to begin to look, and this is easier said than done too, but the culvert program for the critical areas in the east, we have to look at that. That has always been a challenge for us, but these things take tremendous. When you're doing a project, you have to encompass that it has to be done properly, and to do a proper drainage project, you're talking about a lot of money. But we have to put it on the plate because we want to begin to chip at this and work it, or else it will never happen. And likewise, we believe that computer labs is a must in this day and age, especially in terms of everything that's transferring. But the major fact in terms of the fact that we are in a technological age, students, everything is about computer now, virtual. So the priority is to ensure that every village has a computer lab, well fitted and operational. And the sad thing with that, in the best computer lab we had was in Champa Ridge. And to know where that has gone to, basically gone to the dogs thanks to the PUP. Nobly, it is sad, but we'll have to ensure that whenever we do these projects, I think we have to ensure that we have continuity and not just left it in the hands of the village chairman, I think, because they really did disaster. And that is the perfect example is in Champa Ridge. But definitely these are some of the priorities that we want to focus in the upcoming term. And definitely, Noble, I will tell you, we will continue to get a lot more work done, because at the end of the day, I think our people in the East deserve better in terms of we have to always strive for greater things. We can't just settle for the average and say, we don't do this, so we could sit back. No, we must continue to always have a vision for betterment, for improvement, for the long haul, and I do think that is my continued commitment to the people of Orange Walk East, and I'm confident that together with your support, we will continue to achieve these things for the true empowerment of our people in the East and this country. And of course, together, Noble, starting right after we get this new mandate, the work continues, because we want to see better for the people in Orange Walk East. And that is my commitment. I stay steadfast with that. And I ask you humbly for your support come the 11th of November. Give me that support of confidence by coming out and casting your vote for Elodia Aragon Jr., your son of the East, so that together we continue to move the East to greater heights,
Thank you, Minister. It's been a pleasure being here on the show. And for those, are these available at your
going
office?
around, yes, at my office. And
You can pick
apart
up
from
one.
that, we have people going around giving these out to families out there. You can look at these things. Like I said, you look at the big and the small. At the end of the day, there's so much more that we have done on the personal level, etc. And the truth is that we have always been there with you. and we continue to work nobly. Like I always tell people, you know, might they see me wrong, but you could stand with Aragon in terms of integrity, hard work, dedication, and committed to you, the people in Orange Walk East, because that is my commitment to you, because I want to see the work done. I want you to know that you have a true leader who stands with conviction on what is right, and with that, I will tell you, only great things can come out of this. But we need your support. We ask for that from you all on election day so that we continue with that great work, you know.
Thank you. And so I make a special invitation to the Mayor of Orange Walk Town, Kevin Bernard. Pick up one of these at the office and look through it and see what true development looks like. See where a leader who delivers for his people can make a difference. You, Mr. Mayor, can pick up one and look at it. Honorable Elodio Aragon Jr., son of the East, with you always, contigo siempre, because your future matters. This has been the Sugar City Morning Show. Minister, it was a pleasure being here.
My
It was a
pleasure.
pleasure. To all the callers who have called in, thank you for those words. To all those
That's
that
right. We want to
are
thank
listening
them.
and did
That's
not
right.
call, we are also grateful for you.
We want to thank all those radio listeners, TV viewers. You know, I think tonight will be also on the 11
On the 11/11
11 show, live and direct in our studios at East Radio. We invite you all to join us there. And likewise, Noble, I think we want to return on Monday to here at Channel 10 and to be transmitted on East Radio in terms of our continued efforts here in the Orange Walk East Division. No? But I want to thank everybody for tuning in today.
Thank you, Minister. And this was Sugar City Morning Show. Have a pleasant day, and we will see you here again tomorrow with Robert Checky Usher.
When the son of the East comes, a champion arrives. 2020 election is here. Elodio Aragon Jr. continues his hard work for the people of the East Side. Champion of the East, Elodio Aragon Jr. UDP! Aragon works every day for his people every day. Brings integrity, full of honesty. Aragon works every day for his peace every day. The son of the East and his people everywhere. What the Aragon? What the UDP for prosperity in the East? What the Aragon? What the UDP? What the Aragon for prosperity in the East? Oh, we voting back Aragon. We voting back in the East. We voting back UDP. UDP. Oh, we voting back Aragon. We voting back in the East. We voting back UDP. Carmelita in the East Side, Aragon improving their life. Santa Marta in the East Side, get them street water and light. Every time do it right. Pirate in the East Side, Tower Hill in the East Side, Opal Park in the East Side, fixing streets to better than life. Louisiana in the East Side, Pasadena in the East Side, building schools to better than life. Oh, we voting back Aragon. We voting back in the East. We voting back UDP. UDP. Oh, we voting back Aragon. We voting back in the East. We voting back UDP. Aragon works every day for his people every day. Brings integrity, full of honesty. Aragon works every day for his peace every day. The son of the East and his people everywhere. What the Aragon? What the UDP for prosperity in the East? What the Aragon? What the UDP? What the Aragon for prosperity in the East? Oh, we voting back Aragon. We voting back in the East. We voting back UDP. UDP. Oh, we voting back Aragon. wave the flag, wave it up. UDP, wave it up, wave it up, wave the flag. UDP, wave it up, wave it up, wave the flag. UDP, UDP.
When you think about compassion, care, and kindness, the area representative of Orange Rock East, Honorable Elodia Aragon Jr., immediately comes to mind. He has demonstrated through dedication and hard work that the people he represents are his priority. His work in Orange Rock East to deliver goods and services has been never-ending. Infrastructure, streets, water, land, social assistance, sports, and education are areas in which Mr. Aragon has focused and delivered to his people in the Orange Rock East. Honorable Aragon has lived a life of dedicated service to his country and people with an excellent track record. Orange Rock East deserves the best. So, for continued development, vote for Honorable Elodia Aragon Jr.
On election day, let's make the right choice. Re-elect Elodia Aragon Jr. With you always, leadership that works. Representing Orange Rock East, because our future matters. Not even a question, who may voting be? You already know we voting for the UDP, cause they are the best one in the driver's seat. So go and put your X right there, so we're the son of the East. Yeah, we talking about who? Aragon, Aragon, Aragon. We talking about who? Aragon, Aragon. The number one, we talking about who? Aragon, Aragon. One and only son out there of the East. Yeah, we voting for Aragon, equality. Voting Aragon, he's the number one. Yeah, voting Aragon, he get the job done. Yeah. And who's so blessed, Elodia Aragon bring progress. Hard working, not in a no mess. Elodia Aragon show oh yes. Leadership that works. Tell your Aragon don't come to play. Put the people first. Tell your Aragon after we always. Yeah, you could have retired your poor. Tell your Aragon still a knock on your door. 1 vote, 2 vote, 3 vote, 4. Time not up yet, give him plenty more. The hard work, evident, humble, genuine and intelligent. When